I have boosted the gain on y'all's end. Uh,
It might just be my shitty internet.
no,
But...
it was just Mason and Jordan that were kind of quiet. I boosted the gain on them.
Yeah.
And you turned your your Discord pings off,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Good.
By the way, Michael, I just want to say that you just really want to hit somebody with 2d10 energy damage, don't you?
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
Can we not?
But
That's what the stealth suit's for.
I guess Conrad would be the first one to find Shade.
Well, yeah, it seems how you'd basically probably walk in your office to call everybody, and she'd be sitting there.
I'm just gonna go. By the way, you don't happen to have ideas for people's names, perchance?
Well, I figure you would all probably have some name that you've used before in another situation working for the Inquisition, and you could use that.
Uh-huh.
Have none of you ever done a social infiltration before?
No.
I mean,
We're very good at this, believe you me. I'm going to give the general call for the party to make it to the quarters. Should I get the rest? Should I get like the officers for the crew too? Do they need to be briefed on anything?
The only thing they need to know is there is a spaceport that we will have to dock at on the moon, where the crews of these ships are allowed to roam with semi-autonomy or their shore leave.
Well, and I'm going to assume our more imperial-leaning crewmates won't come off as too odd.
It is a little less stringent on the moon. As long as you don't cause too much trouble, you won't really be noticed. Also, Jordan got muted, so...
Yeah, no.
If anybody would like to tell me what they're doing, now is the chance.
Phasing through
The general call did just go out.
Yeah.
Walking in.
Also, walking in.
Yeah.
Laura's heading that way. She was checking over her various things. Totally not eyeing the tech priests.
Looking over the various things I need to take care of before I leave.
Totally.
Okay. Well, then most of you would walk in there. Well, except for Laura, because she's lagging behind. But Syl and Redden, you two basically show up at the same time. You're not too far from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Syl, you were hanging out with Medea since this is the first chance you've had to talk to her for a while. And Redden, I'd say you'd probably be hanging out in your room.
Yeah.
Just chilling, doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm effectively a rat on the ship because I don't do anything.
Have I finally stopped being injured?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're sore, mind you. Like, really sore. But...
Assuming the Tau don't have a leg clamping tradition, you should be fine.
Right. And assuming you don't puke up another fucking pool of blood.
Yeah.
That too.
Right.
So, most of you walk in, Laura notwithstanding. It'll take her like 10 minutes to get there.
Hello! I say to everyone.
Hello.
So, names and stuff. Social infiltration. We've never done this before. What could possibly go wrong?
Are you saying that we need different names, or?
That would probably be preferable.
Yeah.
Well, people used to call me Lissa just to try to piss me off.
Do you want us to call you Lissa?
Well, I mean, it's just a name. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, Lissa it is.
And he can be, Lumen.
Lumen? Yeah, I guess that could work.
You ready?
Melissa and Lumen.
What do you think? I turned to Shade.
You can go by any names you want as long as you stay in the characters that you are provided.
Ah,
Oh, we have
Wait.
characters.
but
Do we have
yeah,
cheat sheets?
yeah.
Oh boy.
Can I just be quiet the entire time?
Oh, and there'll be a problem with you, points at Laura, who just walked in.
Huh? What? Twitch.
Mutants are not allowed on resort grounds.
Could always just cut the ears and tail off.
Unfortunately, Tau's scanning drones are quite advanced.
Of course. So,
Well,
what am I going to have to do?
I haven't been able to think of a way to get around the no mutant rule. They're pretty steadfast and ironclad with it.
Well,
couldn't
there is a
we-
loophole in the claimation of abhuman, but
Well, would they stop
Smile.
an Ogren from being on resort grounds?
Would they stop which?
An Ogren.
I would assume so, since what you said was a playground
what
about
of
a rat?
rebels.
Anything that isn't a normal looking human, anything that doesn't fit into their way that human society should be, is banned. This is a playground for the rich, the famous, and the powerful. They don't want to see the
Wonderful.
things they see at home.
And just to be sure that we're on the same page, their security forces have access to these Tau scanners. And by extension, they could figure this out without the Tau's input.
Yes.
Yes.
The entire planetary defense force is being armed and fitted with advanced Tau technology. Hard suits, devilfish, pulse rifles, drones.
I'm going to text Apollyon to please patch me through to Gordon.
It takes a moment. You hear a bit of static, and you know those circular saws? You hear one of those going.
Gordon!
That sounds wonderful.
Oh, wait, no. Because it's the exact same sounding circular saw that lopped off your arm there.
Oh, Azra.
Yes?
I thought I was supposed to be patching through to Gordon.
You are in the medical bay, yes?
Are you familiar with the Tau at all?
Oh, yes, they're quite fun to make. Oh, no.
Who says, oh no?
You just hear, that's Gord.
Oh, okay.
Ozra's going off on a rant on Tau biology and how to disassemble them properly.
Azra, I need you to focus, if you be so kind. In particular, I need to know if you know how to get past their scanner system.
Oh, there is a type of scan-proof fabric that was invented about 50 years ago, I want to say? 40 years ago?
Do you have any of it, or have some way for us to jury rig some?
We might be able to jury rig something, but no, we can't get our hands on any, and we don't have any lying around.
I would require your expertise, as we have a mutant that needs to go onto a no-mutant zone.
Oh boy. Oh no.
I'm just gonna look at Laura and just mouth, you have a better idea?
I don't like this.
Gotta shrug.
I could use a temporary therapy of drugs and surgery to reduce the mutant features and make her pass for human.
I suggest
That's a
that.
thing?
I'm going to say, well, I mean, for fuck's sake, he gave me this, and I, wave Eldar arm.
Laura just stares at it and is like, and a guest in your head. So
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Laura looks incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, Is hacking the drones out of the question?
Entirely.
Oh.
I assume that's Shade.
Mm-hmm. Any
So-
fiddling or tinkering we do with the drones will be noticed within the next security sweep. By the way, the security sweeps are every 15 minutes.
Oh,
Their shift changes are every 5 hours. They run a tight ship.
I will ask Azra if we have any other options in as far as his ideas for getting a mutant in a mutant-free zone.
I mean, you could just say she's a slave.
I'm gonna look at fucking Laura and be like, what would you rather? Dark Eldar surgery being our literal slave.
You hear a penal collar snap.
Does Shay just keep one of those on her person?
No, that's from Ozra's end.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I mean, it's no worse than I've probably been treated on most Imperial worlds.
No, it'll
I'm going
be
to look at
worse.
Shade and be like, if she was your literal slave, would that go? Like, would that fly?
Oh no, I already have a how do I put this? +1?
God damn.
Looks at Redden.
Does that mean? Wait a second. Am I also a noble?
So you get a 1,000-yard blank stare from Shade.
Right. Does that mean that she's my +1?
Well, at least now you're starting to think. Yes, she would have to be your +1.
Right. I'm gonna look at her again and be like, so it's again up to you. You're either my quote unquote slave for the time being, or you go to surgery with me.
Laura's going to just stare at Conrad. You owe me for this.
I don't know, you shit.
Well, it's not like
I
Well,
know there's not
It's
that
not
many
like I'm
other
going to
options,
start
but
flicking you around like you're my slave.
at the same time, you not leaving the ship's also an option, but I don't think you want to do that.
So, while you all are sitting here arguing, Laura,
yes.
remember that young man you've met earlier a couple times?
Oh crap.
His voice resonates in your head.
Oh. Oh no.
It says, "No gods, no masters."
Do I gotta roll a willpower?
You have to roll me a willpower, and you have to roll me when I can find what the fuck the stat is called, toughness.
Oh no. Oh no.
Toughness not going to a seat.
Oh, and when you roll the willpower roll, you can feel the presence of the young man actually trying to do something to your body.
39.
It's a
Oh, great! Did you not pass that? Oh, then you just don't get a choice. That's great. Oh boy.
That's
So
one
you
degree
all-
of failure. That's one
That-
degree of failure.
Do you want to challenge it?
Still fail.
You know what? I want to see what happens. This is gonna suck.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So you go through intense pain over the next 5 minutes. Like you fall over and start screaming.
Oh,
God
And
damn.
you all hear the sound of bones cracking and breaking and being rearranged, and some
All right.
very painful, meaty things. And
Time
about
to roll toughness.
yes, not to black out.
I don't black out.
Okay, but you're still
I don't know
screaming.
if that's good.
Oh, this sucks.
Anyway, when Laura finally picks herself back up the ground, she has no traces of being a mutant. No ears, no tail, no natural weapon.
Laura's just like, the fuck?
Well, that's a
Is there a med kit in my office anywhere?
Yes, you'd keep a personal med kit on standby in case somebody got hurt.
Laura,
Yeah, I don't
that
know
was
what Conrad
terrifying.
would try to do with it, but she's got it.
Mike,
As you pick yourself up.
Mike,
Yes.
I'm insta-failing a willpower check not to freak the fuck out, because that freaked me the fuck out.
Right. Just saying, by the way, you can still feel like the bestial side of yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you still feel like at a moment's notice, you could just fall apart at the seams and everything could come rushing back in the exact same painful way.
Okay.
But again, you hear the young man say, "No gods, no masters." And the presence kind of leaves your skull.
Conrad's standing before you with a medkit, and she goes, "When the fuck could you start doing that?"
Laura is currently freaking the fuck out, looking at where her tail should be and where her natural weapon should be on her left arm.
Should I subdue her? Well, she's having a fit.
I don't know. Does she calm down at all as time passes?
That depends. Do you? Again, you can
Yeah,
you can
I
feel
do.
like at a moment's notice you could fall apart at the seams and all of this could come rushing back. Which, to translate you into layman's terms, means you'll actually have to make me a I'll say it's another willpower roll, not to have this little mockery of the human body fall apart at the seams and all your mutations come rushing back,
I
which would
just did a willpower.
incapacitate you for 5 turns.
I just did a willpower.
Right.
I passed.
So you are alive.
For now.
Yes.
Uh,
You're normal for now.
I'm about to punch Redden.
Fred doesn't say any of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Punch
I'm gonna punch you, Jason. That was terrible.
Anyway, so yes, you do have for now a human body, but it is tenuous at best. Shade looks not even fazed by this. She just kind of shrugs and goes, "That works."
Going to go. So, does Laura answer at all? Like, when the fuck could you start doing that?
Since she's calming the fuck down, I didn't know I could even do this.
I'm gonna ask Alluravian if he's ever seen anything like that.
You people are fucking weird.
I agree.
I don't know what's worse, hearing the bones from this side of the room, or you not even blinking at that. I say, turning to Shade.
Laura is going to be awkward on her feet because she's used to having a tail behind her balancing her.
Oh yeah, no, that's another thing. If you're gonna want to move at anything that's faster than a walk, you're gonna have to make agility checks to keep your balance. And you'll have a -20 to any like balance or agility check.
Thankfully,
Bible
I have a
is
high
good.
agility in acrobatics.
For the sake of names here, I point at Laura. Kelly? Just so we don't have like 5 L's?
Yeah.
Oh, Conrad, you're the only one who doesn't have to worry about using a fake name.
Okay.
You and I will be using our real last names, as they will need to verify that we are both nobles to allow us onto the resort.
So...
None of that stuff got, I don't know, redacted when my world became quarantine?
Oh, you sorry, sorry girl.
I thought it was a quarantine world, forgive you me.
Oh, the quarantine is still in all technicalities in effect, but for paperwork's sake, it looks like a prosperous, normal planet. A little bit of the Von Braun specialty is manipulating paperwork.
Thank you oh so very much.
So, what is your last name?
Novorod.
There you go. Just want to make sure you remembered it.
Yes, I do in fact remember my last name, thank you very much. I just don't like using it.
Just to run down the list so I have them all written down so I can remember and it's not like a fucking Tau dude goes, So, Laura's Kelly, Conrad's Novorod. Syl is
Alyssa, I think.
No, just Alyssa.
Phil,
Or just-
I have written down as Alyssa.
And I am Lumen.
Yep. I just wanted to avoid half the party being L's.
Half the party is L.
I know,
it's
but I
supposed
mean,
to
it's
be-
not more than half the party. It's not smothering them.
True.
Would you say that you're cousins?
So, what have I got to do with any of this?
you are a personal security guard. All nobles are allowed one personal security officer with them at any time. Which means you get to play the role you always get to play, the big, imposing, tough girl.
Right. So I just follow one of you around, both of you? Not both of you?
Thankfully, the resort provides its own security, so your job is basically only there to be insurance. Nothing should really happen, but it will give you a good time to chat with the other security members, as they all tend to congregate at the same bar on the resort.
Right.
Unfortunately, that means that you will also be alone, and excuse me for saying this, but given how things have gone so far, I doubt any of you can handle an operation like this without having your hand held.
You never know.
Please don't touch my hand.
So, what's Redden's alias?
Lumen.
Lumen, right, brain.
And just to be sure, she just is? Again, I'm just asking this so we all understand. But do I have to be any more specific than she's my plus one?
They'll
'Cause I know that
ask.
he's your boyfriend.
Ask for your affiliation with her. You can use anything from a personal secretary to a lover. It doesn't matter as long as you have the story to back it up.
Fair enough.
I mean, how far away from the truth do we have to go from this? Just personal friend I met on a hive world. She's rather useful.
Many lords and ladies here keep their own private retinue with them.
So yes, I think you have any problem with that? I look at Laura.
That works.
Excellent.
Anyway, Shay, didn't you say this place prides itself on its privacy?
Indeed.
So, should be that bad. As for questions.
Yes. The last part before we depart, you all have paperwork spread out on the table.
Oh,
In essence, they're NDAs. Anything you see, hear, or experience on the world, you cannot repeat to anyone outside. If the NDA is breached and they learn, not only will you be permanently banned from the resort and the planet in general, but if you come anywhere close to the system, the fleet will come after you.
oh,
That sounds like a violation of the Imperium.
well,
This
we're not
isn't
in
the Imperium.
This world's already succeeded. Or seceded? I think that's the
Seceded.
pronunciation. Yeah, thank you.
You'll have
They
to
succeeded at seceding. Whoa.
There you go.
Oh,
And then
one last part.
Go ahead.
Shay?
This planet is by control of a single tyrannical, well, government organization. They're not really a government, but close enough. I guess you could call them a monarchy. They're led by someone who calls himself, well, the Emperor. And when Laura goes, time stops, and
Oh, God damn it.
good old E shows up. And he,
Uncle E, hello.
you guys can kind of feel the rage boiling off of him. And he's like, yeah, so new objective, well, you're here, or, well, two. First off,
Kill the
one of
bastard.
my children is here.
Oh.
Awesome.
I would very much like you to collect them before you leave. Second one, kill this man.
Oh, I was right. Cool.
Do our best, Uncle.
Can
Do
do.
we know anything about our our very important cargo?
Which very important cargo? You must be more specific.
Not the guy we need to kill, the child.
Oh no, you don't need to kill him. You need to bring him back.
Yeah.
No, I'm
that-
not specifically. I'm not. The guy we're supposed to kill is the Emperor, not you. That guy pointed the planet.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about what do you know about the Kensei?
Oh, not much. I can feel his presence on the planet, or her presence. Kind of hard to
Oh.
tell, but I can tell you that whoever this person is, they're not aware of their lineage.
Quick hypothetical. What if it is the Emperor down there that we gotta find and bring back?
Well, I'm gonna kill him anyway.
Do I
Or
suppose we
just
keep
going
him
to
alive
baseball.
so you can give him a very stern talking to? If somehow Redden's right.
If by that you mean kill him myself and absorb his fragment of my soul into my being, then yes.
I think
Oh.
that's a very stern talking to.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
Take him alive, if we can somehow confirm that. We can feel that kind of shit, yes? I hope.
Well,
Right?
you already have one party member who's confirmed the ability to track the children of the Emperor. Do you not?
I look around.
Hi,
Oh, right.
Did you forget? That's how she find
Ava.
Ava. So we
Right. I kind of forgot Ava had started.
Yep. We're doing this.
Well,
Looks like they're necessary now.
Oh, and one last thing before I leave. Your friend Barnabas will be here in about an hour and 30 minutes. And with that, the flow of time continues again, and old man E disappears.
Barnabas isn't my friend.
Shade.
Yes.
Two things. First of all, Barnabas is going to be here in an hour and a half.
How do you
And-
know that? You know what? I'm not going to ask.
That's a very good idea. Secondarily, if we go ahead and hit up what our original purpose on the world is, something, spy ring, something.
Yes, there was a spy ring here that was maintained by one Inquisition Ordo or another, but eventually would be tracked its ownership back to Lord Hate. They went dark in a plan to bring the worlds back into the Imperium, assumedly killed by the resort staff or by a counter spy ring.
Right.
Right.
Well, looks
Of
like
course.
others have changed. And
Well,
we're to take out the planetary governor.
Our orders didn't change. We just got more to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fit it in our schedule.
Yeah, somehow. We can find the time.
There is no time limit on this mission, so you may spend as long as you want at the resort.
Yay.
You shouldn't tell me things like that.
Yeah.
What, you don't want to
Really?
enjoy yourself?
No, I
No.
don't. Otherwise, I may want to stay.
Well, unfortunately, you don't have that option because we've got to kill the owner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that's gonna take a while, I get the feeling.
Oh no,
Speaking
it's
of
just
which,
gonna take a while to get them.
I'm going to look at everyone and be like, so is this everything?
I believe so.
No.
Question. For
Yes?
for Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming servo skulls are completely out.
Oh yeah.
Get
Unless
that
you
fucking
have some
Imperium-
legitimate need for the skull, and even then, it'll be taken, analyzed, and spit back out to you before it's actually, usable. Which means you can't hide anything in it. You can't use it for, like a bomb or anything.
Fully
you can't use
understand
it
that. I wasn't planning to do that. I was planning to just bring along Mutt.
The pick. Doesn't that just mean they're gonna clean its fucking servo? It's gonna clean its memory banks before it goes in and clean it on the way out.
Yep.
All your fucking pictures gone.
I mean, That's what the data slate's for.
They're gonna clean that too.
Yeah, no, you signed an NDA which states, I might add, that you cannot carry any information of this place.
I was talking. Oh, I thought you were talking about like pictures that I already had on it.
Yeah, they will fucking clean that too.
Yeah, no.
I'm saying
These
I'm
guys are
leaving the
mad.
data slate on the ship
Okay.
with the pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the misunderstanding.
Oh, and one other thing, just one last little hiccup for you all.
Excellent.
They monitor all Vox and other forms of communication, so you can never be sure who's listening when you're talking to each other over your earpieces.
Alright.
Wonderful.
Time to try something.
Oh no.
Y'all ready for me to do this psychic power? I'm asking
No.
out of character.
No.
Good, Redden.
It's a telepathic link to tell you, Mike.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I know you picked it up.
Yeah. -10. Oh, it's an opposed willpower test.
Well, that's only if we're not willing, isn't it?
Yes, that's only if the person you're trying to link with isn't willing. So if you don't tell anybody, then yes, they will all probably make opposed checks as someone tries to invade their mind.
Okay, I'll
But
let
yes,
them
you are
know.
telling us you're about to try.
I'm about to try it.
And
Do
I'm
I
not
get any
willing.
no's from the room?
Try what?
He's about to do. You remember how Medea gets in our minds and lets us speak with each other? Yeah, he's about to try it himself.
Only Redden's holding the reins.
So I'm going to confirm with everyone in the room, even Shade.
Laura's going to stare at him. Don't screw this up.
Alright, fine. We won't try it on you.
Conrad's just going to be quiet.
I'm just saying don't screw it up.
I can screw up thinking really hard.
You'd be
You'd be
surprised.
You'd be very surprised.
Have you ever seen a brain explode, Sil?
You remember the
when the
blood in
tank
the
bled?
tank?
This
Remember
is
the
why-
blood in glory?
You guys are asking too many questions.
Still brain hurt already.
Okay, let's see. It still says opposed willpower test, and do you just want me to roll willpower at -10?
Yeah.
Just to manifest? Okay.
Because it should just be if they are opposing, which we're not.
To remember what I said, I'm gonna send it to Conrad, Shade, and Laura. I'm going to fate that. First
Ready to
fate of
double?
the session already.
Ooh.
Shit. Okay. It's just a failure.
Whatever Redden tries, it obviously does not work. Like everything Redden does.
It's not a door. I can't do anything about it.
By the way, to let you know, the exact ruling for it is that if the target knows and wants it to happen, you can voluntarily fail as if you rolled 100. Basically helping you get in.
Okay.
Just so you know that.
So from here on in, as long as they're willing, you can make the connection. As long as they are within your range.
Which is
Okay.
20 meters times psi rating.
Yeah.
What's his psi rating again?
2 or 3?
It's 3.
Yeah.
Alright.
As long as not terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Now, to let you all know what will be happening is we will be parking the ship at the shipyards on the moon and then be taking one of the resort shuttles down to the planet.
Right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have 3 objectives when we get there. The first one is obvious. Blend in. Make small talk. Get our cover stories solidified, concreted, so everyone believes that we're there for the reason we are. That'll require maybe a day or so of playing along. The second objective will be finding the members of the cell, if there are any left. If there are, we will make contact and continue to assist them in any way we can. If they are not, we will pick up what they've left behind and finish the job ourselves.
Uh-huh.
The third one is the simplest. Try to look like you're enjoying yourselves. This is a resort after all. Which means, looks at Conrad, none of that glum stuff. You all have to look like you're happy to be there.
Oh, but come on, it like sells my entire outfit.
Oh, that's another thing. These outfits will not work.
I figured you had something for me.
Yes, you're just going to love it.
I swear to God, if it's bright, I'll kill you.
I am curious.
So, she walks over to Conrad's little closet,
Oh no.
throws it open, and pulls out 4 outfits for you.
Squint. Squinty squint.
Laura and Sills, yours are basic, like, civilian clothes. T-shirts, jackets, the like.
Right.
Conrad, yours is very similar to the noble clothes that Shade was wearing when she met you on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Which is to say you have a nice long overcoat, trim slacks, a button-up shirt. And on the back of the coat, there is the symbol of your house, like your house crest.
Yeah, it's double-headed.
Yeah,
Not like the Imperial Eagle, think more like Russian Imperial.
right.
It's not, just ask, right, to see if Conrad is going to have to keep her word. It's not like tropically colored, right?
No, it's actually a muted black and gray.
Okay, good.
Because you're from a very dreary planet.
Alpine. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that and not say anything.
Right. Redden,
Oh, yes.
you've got a nice looking business suit.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's nice.
Lumen the Penguin.
No.
Well, it's not like exactly a monkey suit. Like it is similar to one, but in a more imperial style. So fancy cuffs. You don't really
So it's
have
like-
a tie or anything.
It's like a suit that almost borders a tuxedo.
Yes.
God.
Not quite a penguin.
And with that, Shade stands up, claps her hands, goes, "I will leave you all to get ready. I'm going to go change into my attire."
All right, I'm gonna take the suit and leave the girls.
Sills just
Conrad is
start
just going to start, like, peeling off the flat coat, I guess, as I go into my bedroom.
Sills
Okay.
just gonna change in there.
So everyone's going to get changed?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this doesn't take you very long, and when you're done, you all meet up with Shade, who's directed you all to come to the bridge, where you'll be waiting for the, actual call to get you to land, and then direct you to the shuttle.
To the command drone.
All right. Oh, just to let you all know, Shade is wearing a very, very short red dress.
Oh. Oh.
Yes. Kind of like the dress that Ava Wong wears in the Resident Evil games.
Conrad physically has to
Right.
bite her tongue.
Who?
Conrad
The
physically
Asian
bites her
girl
tongue.
from Resident
No.
Evil.
Okay.
Oh.
Talking about, who are you asking who for? Ada Wong?
Mhm.
No, you.
Yeah, no, Conrad is biting her tongue for reasons that she can't state out loud because she's not saying it.
Because that's hot.
No, it's telling Red not to stare too hard, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, that was Redden's thought. You didn't say it.
Anyway,
So
Sorry.
he's just gonna look at this dress and be like, "So you intend to go looking like that?"
indeed.
Hmm.
After all, I'm on vacation.
Right.
And with that, you're all basically stuck waiting there until you get the message to direct you to the one specific dock you'll be docking at. It is docking slip B23.
Okay.
Which I assume nobody's going to argue to dock the ship there.
Of course not. I don't even know what B-23 is.
Right. Well, thankfully, they sent you a little wing of Tau fighters to escort you.
Oh, yes, so reassuring.
And just in
Yes.
case you try anything, but, they don't say that.
No, it's obviously to help us.
Right. So the fighters guide you to the correct docking slip and then wave off.
So at this point, then I'm actually going to stop and then look at Shade and be like, does Sutton know anything about what he's supposed to do while we're gone?
Oh, yes, I've already briefed most of the major officers on what their actions will be while we're here.
Good, I assumed you would.
Which, to sum it up to you, is basically they will be trying their best not to get in trouble and to let the crew unwind after the stress of their journeys.
Good.
Fair enough.
Although there are a few members of the crew that I strictly forbade from leaving the ship.
Is one of them Malith?
Unfortunately, yes. He causes too much trouble.
I figured he'd get in a fist fight with every Tau sympathizer he would see.
Mm-hmm.
Or shoot them.
Speaking of which, I think... Just give me 5 minutes. I'm going to go see him.
Okay. Well, Malice is hanging out in his room.
Just going to pop my head and be like, you got paints, you got things to do while we're gone?
I have a few things I can do.
Feel free to go to the Mechanicus workout area if you want to get ripped more. I don't really know what else to offer you.
I can handle myself. I'm an adult.
Right. Well, good luck with that. Don't let Gordon convince you to try new paints. And with that, I'm going to give him a salute and then walk away.
All right. So, you're all directed to the airlock specifically. And yeah, you all exit out onto the little docking slip.
Woo.
Just to let you know, specifically, this whole moon has been hollowed out, and the docking slips are inside the moon, so you do not need any normal suits or anything like that to breathe out there.
Oh, I should probably... Never mind, I don't have the hood. It's too late. I should have asked about it.
Anyway, it's not a far walk to the shuttle. It's just in the next bay over. It is a Tau shuttle.
Yellow.
Yeah.
But are there actual Tau?
As far as you can tell currently, no. You've only seen humans.
So no shorties.
However, all of the humans are wearing your standard Tau armor and have pulse rifles, and each squad has one drone rolling with them. These are not your average scanning drones, these are the gun drones. firefights.
Firefights.
Ooh.
Excellent.
But just to let you know, the leader of each squad is armed with a very, very simple, like, just normal sword. No
Right.
power or anything like that.
Oh, so like a Tau equivalent of a power of a
No,
sword?
they're human-style sabers.
Ah, interesting.
Yes.
They're only willing to put so much money into them.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
But yes, we get into the shuttle.
All right. Thankfully, because this is a private venture, you're all alone in the back of the shuttle.
Huh.
Yes. Because again, privacy is very important to these people.
Well, yeah, when you're trying to be a resort from nobles, you gotta pull out all the stops.
The pilot tells you over the intercom that it will be about 30 to 40 minutes until they make landfall.
Yay.
Until then, there is a mini bar for refreshments, some snacks on there, and little resort pamphlets.
Resort pamphlet time.
Yeah, I was going to check out the pamphlets too.
Okay. The resort pamphlets themselves all have a map of the resort grounds. So you do have a basic rudimentary map of the area that you'll be spending most of your time at. There's several little, you signed an NDA, so you cannot bring this pamphlet back with you. You'll have to leave it on the shuttle. There's a little section that goes over all the activities you can do. Which...
it sounds like...
Hmm?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Conrad, say this later.
I was just going to say, those of you who aren't nobles have no fucking idea what half of this shit means.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those of you who are, it's pretty swanky high-end stuff. There's also one other thing the pamphlets say, which specifically bans any resort, like people staying at the resort, residents, so to speak, from leaving the resort grounds without an attached squad and without permission from the actual security tower.
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
However, there are excursions, as they are called.
If we can get permission. Good stuff.
Of course.
Does it have an associated price tag, or is it just like one of those things? If you get permission, you can do it.
The excursions themselves do cost money, but that depends on the excursion, the distance, the time involved, how dangerous it will be.
Yeah.
So it's at this point that I am going to go ahead and look at Shade and be like, they seem to really, really care about that NDA.
This is one of the Tau's best kept secrets.
Right. I suppose it helps that no tactical information can bleed through thanks to it.
And the fact that the most important and wealthy nobles in the galaxy come here to play, it would be rather embarrassing if their secrets were brought to light.
Because, of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have skeletons in his closet?
Says the girl with skeletons in her closet.
This is the girl with skeletons in her head.
Hey, I'm not a skeleton.
Well, I mean, Loken's actually dead.
No comment.
They both know I'm right. Anyway.
So, 40 minutes pass, unless anyone has anything else they'd like to say or do while they're on the shuttle.
I'm just gonna take out my little engraving kit and mess with a little slab of something I don't fucking know.
Yeah, does that have a knife in it?
No.
Okay,
it's
good.
It's a chisel. It's not an actual weapon.
Okay, good. Then the
It could
internal
be
security
improvised,
sensors
but,
don't go off.
Like, it could be improvised as one, but it's not going to be used as one. I like being able
Don't
to
give
make
the
my
Tal
little
ideas.
rooms. I like being able to make my little rooms.
Alright, so 40 minutes pass by where you all bide your time doing whatever. And you land on the resort world.
Ooh.
Sandy beaches, palm trees, nice big open airy buildings, little cabanas, off docks on the beach. You're ushered into a pretty big airy lobby that's all made out of white stone. There's a receptionist that Miss Von Moran goes and talks to. And she comes back with 2 sets of keys.
Wondrous.
She goes, "This is the key to my room. This is the key to your two's room.
I take it.
Uh-huh.
And Mrs. Lisa, you will be
Yes.
staying on one of the communal cabanas on the beach with the rest of the security personnel.
Right.
Now, the doors aren't locked and there is no real order to them, so just fall in where you wish."
Right.
Alright, this is the point where you go enjoy yourselves. And with that, she takes Redden by the arm and drags him off.
See y'all later.
Excellent.
I just realized if
Oh,
it's
Lord.
if it's
What am I-
sandy beaches, Redden's going to burn.
Redden is Redden is gonna get burnt. Oh no, Laura's probably gonna get burnt too, because she's a hiver.
This is why I'm wearing the coat.
Oh.
So, aside from Redden, do any of you have any actions you'd like to take, as you've basically been left alone? Redden, you don't have a choice, so I'm gonna get to you last.
Cool.
I have an option. Die of fate.
Same. Die of
I
fate.
will
Let's.
let you know that before I go off, I will go. Basically, as I turn around and look at Laura, as soon as they're gone, I was going to look at her and just say, "Took all my power to not yell at Redden if he brought condom." I'm just going to put that out there.
If he didn't, he's an idiot.
Right?
I mean, I think he's
Who are we
still
kidding?
not
She brought
trying to
birth
get
control.
him.
What, Sil? I'm sorry.
I think he's actively trying not to get any. Holy shit! I rolled
You
a
think
7
that
on a
matters in
eight.
this situation?
It does not. Just saying.
Shade will find a way.
What
Maybe-
Von Braun wants, Von Braun gets.
Anyway,
Also roll.
you can go ahead and do that,
Excuse me. Oh.
Well, look at that 7.
right?
Look at that 55.
So I will do you in the order you rolled. So I'll start with Sil.
Yeah.
Sil, you're sitting there and you're like, well, you know, that bar sounds kind of interesting. So you kind of meander over there.
Right.
You know, bar with all the security dudes. By the way, you do have your shock stick with you.
Right.
Alright. Nice.
Now, the bar itself is essentially a hole in the wall. It's a shithole. But it's enough out of the way and underground that it's not noticeable unless you know specifically where to go. Which,
Right.
thankfully, you had a pamphlet with a map on it, so you knew where to go.
Right.
The bar itself, again, is a shithole. It's underground, it's dimly lit, there is a shitload of men and women who all look like grizzled veterans. Everyone here looks like they've seen combat, even the bartender. And they're all wearing various forms of subtle armor, bodysuits, fitted plates, things of that nature.
Right.
Everyone is similarly armed, but some others have like simple cudgels and bludgeons and blackjack. There's also a couple you can see that are armed with what the fuck is it called? You know the tech priests that have the electric conductors?
The lumen capacitors.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a couple tech priests here that also have some of those. But they're all sitting together.
Because
Right.
of course they are, because they're tech priests.
They're probably fucking a toaster or something. I don't know. Anyway. Nobody seems to really give you a second glance when you walk in. There's a couple open tables, and the bar is, for the most part, full, but there is 1 or 2 seats.
Walk up to the bar, order a drink, find an open table.
Okay, not hard to do. Now, your tab goes to your employer. That is informed to you, so it's based on your discretion on how much you will spend at the bar here. And it'll be your head if your employer gets mad that you spent too much money.
Right. Well, I'm gonna keep it relatively light just because I don't drink often.
Right. Just to let you know, the guy behind the bar is the only one here actually wearing armor.
Right.
He is not wearing the Tau armor, though. He's wearing what is essentially the armor version, or the armored sections of the guard armor.
Well, not a fan of the provided provisions. That's not
It's
what-
fancy, but it's also got a shitload of monitoring equipment in it.
Mm.
Place like this, nobody wants to be monitored. No one wants to get listened into.
Right. Even if we're not talking about much, privacy is still nice.
Mm-hmm. Just to let you know, there's a couple rules around here. No fighting, no starting any arguments if you can't help it. And if we kick you out, you stay gone and don't come back.
Mm.
Oh,
Gonna
and any fights that do happen, he'll take care of it. And he points to the other end of the bar where the other bartender is, who is a, basically he's big enough to be an ogre, but he's not an ogre. But he's big enough to be one.
Is he much of a talker?
Not really. Doesn't really have any vocal cords. Yeah.
Look like we might have something in common, except for, the whole not having vocal cords bit.
Like I said, he's not much of a talker.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be either if my throat didn't work.
Right. Plus, we don't keep him around to talk. We keep him around to kick ass.
Right. Well, go find a seat.
Right. So you find a seat pretty easily. There's, again, several open tables around you. And, yeah, you sit down. Kind
Just
of...
enjoying.
You gonna nurse your drink?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, about 5 minutes into your nursing of your drink, you're about halfway through it. It's your standard... It's essentially the Imperial version of rum and coke.
Right.
It's pretty standard stuff. Anyway, you're, just nursing it for about 5 minutes before a female wearing what is, in essence, a black bodysuit sits down across from you. She's drinking pretty much the same thing.
Right.
She's got black hair, black bodysuit, black mascara, and it's all kind of weird because her skin is pale white, like red. She also has similar eyes.
Tip my drink towards her.
Nods. Says, "How do you do?"
It's a bit of a culture shock, I suppose. All these...
Yes. It's quite strange being on a planet like this. I never get used to coming here, but thankfully the bar is quite homey.
Right? At least it feels more welcoming than out there.
Yeah. Also, the entertainment here is a little more our style.
Right?
So, what's your name? What's your story? I come here every decade or so, so I know the regulars. You're not one of them.
Nope, not at all. I'm hoping not to be. Call me Lissa. Be honest with you, kind of just been brought along by a couple of young and type, young type nobles who just want to play for a bit,
Isn't that why we're all here?
right? Don't you just love not getting an option whether or not you go to a fancy ass planet to watch them do whatever it is?
Well, this place has its perks for people like us if you know where to look.
So what am I to call you?
Me? Manoa.
Manolo?
Manoa.
Manoa.
Yes.
Right.
Manoa.
Right. Every couple decades, huh?
Yeah. I've been here about 7, 8 times. Yes. Generally, the nobles tend to come here in, well, groups.
Right, right.
Friends seeing friends they haven't seen in years. Not to mention, it's quite expensive to stay here. I doubt even with the money many of them make, they could do it by themselves.
Let alone do it more than every couple of decades.
Yeah. This entire place runs on, well, thrones, which is kind of strange since it's not part of the Imperium.
It is quite strange, isn't it?
Yeah. Almost makes you wonder.
Almost, but I'm not paid to think.
No, you're paid to look tough.
What was it they used to say? Speak soft, carry a big stick.
Don't know.
Hmm.
They say many things.
Right, many things said here, there, wherever you go.
I'll tell you what, though. Just because you're new here, I'll let you in on a little secret.
Oh?
Things don't really start to get exciting for our kind around here until after the sun sets.
Sounds about right. When the noble's away, the rowdy ones will play.
That elicits a small smile before Manoa stands up, goes, "It's been a pleasure, Lisa."
Close enough.
You know people are going to be fucking that up all night, or all day, or the whole thing. Anyway.
They've been fucking it up my whole life.
And with that, she departs from your table and goes back to her table, which has a couple larger men sitting around it. They're not like big or anything like that, but they're broad. Which is to say, everybody in this room probably has the bulging biceps trait.
Right?
Including Seal, so she fits in. Anyway. Yeah, so you're just gonna hang out at the bar for a while?
Yep.
Okay, then I will jump to the next on the list, Laura. If she's there.
I'm here. Yeah.
All right.
I just muted myself while you were going.
You've been left alone in the lobby.
I threw my die of 8, so...
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm continuing from here.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so your wanderings take you to a couple different places, just kind of seeing the sights and the like. You don't really want to go outside very much, so you tend to stick inside the main building that you are currently in.
Yay,
Just the main
agoraphobia.
resort building. Now, the main resort building has conveniently one of those interior maps tacked up in the lobby, so you can kind of read it to tell where you're going.
Okay. I look at the maps.
Again, there's bars, there's game rooms, there is the personal bedrooms on the upper floor, a small observatory tower off to the end, and several rooms that are just blacked out, that are just labeled security.
I'm curious about that observatory.
It's closed during the day, but in the evening, any of the residents are welcome to come and gaze up at the stars. There's also a quite powerful telescope there.
I'll be keeping that in mind. Should I just roll another die of 8, or do you want to move on?
No, I was just going to say, your attention is drawn to one specific part on the map.
Oh?
Yes.
Okay, what we got?
It is a smoking lounge.
Check's bag.
Low sticks.
Low sticks and Imperial cigars. Remember, I still have those.
God damn it. Because god damn it, you have a habit.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, that draws you to the smoking room.
Yeah.
Which is more or less filled up with nobles of the like. The room itself is, well, how do I put this? Where you come in is level with the rest of the main floor of the resort, and then sinks down into a little lower area. It's about 9 steps or so. It's so that all the smoke settles and it doesn't, travel out to the rest of the building. There's also several vents, and that whole area is for the lower area is closed off by glass walls, except for the front, which is open where you are standing. Big, comfy chairs, ashtrays, large tables with more ashtrays built into them that are at standing height, and there are various nobles and their attachés and retinues standing around smoking. Some low sticks, the lower quality, and the retinue members, and the cigars by the nobles themselves.
I'm gonna find a quieter corner and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull out one of my fancy cigars, cause why not? I have full packs of them.
Okay, well, you sit down, and it's at this moment that you realize that you don't really smoke cigars, and you don't know if there's some etiquette that you'll be breaking if you just light this one up.
I'm gonna put it back and get a low stick. God damn it.
Well, no, you sit there for like a solid minute, kind of like contemplating, right?
Yeah.
And a short, fat man with the big round cheeks that are currently red walks up to you and goes, "Oh, hey! I didn't know that you were a woman of finer tastes," and pulls out one of the little cigar end choppers.
I've had them for a while and thought perhaps now would be a good time to go ahead and bring them out again. Haven't had the chance to.
Do you mind sharing one? I just ran out myself.
Of course. And I'm gonna pull one out and offer it to him.
Okay. He takes it, chops off the ends, starts to smoke it. He lights it with a match.
I'm gonna do the same.
Thankfully, he leaves his little choppy thing on the table between you two, as you're both standing on the opposite sides of one of the chest-high tables with the ashtrays built into them.
Of course, of course.
And yeah, he strikes up a little conversation with you. Asks you, your name, where you're from, what's your business, or I guess what specifically you're doing to hang out here. He also brings up that you are new, a new face, because apparently everybody in this resort already knows each other.
I'm gonna go ahead and give the alias Kelly, and that you're here on business with a good friend. And this is my first time here, in fact. So yes.
Ah. So you really don't have much to do then. He gets this kind of little malicious look in his eyes.
I'm gonna give him the side eye and nod slowly.
So he shifts his eyes to the left and then to the right, and he puts his hand into his coat pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thought in the back of your brain is gun, 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 because, that's you, right?
I mean, growing up in a hive gang, yeah.
Anyway, he shoots you a small smile as he pulls out a little metal flask.
Oh, God.
He says, well, you could always share a drink with me. He puffs on his cigar. Just don't tell anybody. We're not supposed to drink in here. And he slides it back into his coat.
Gonna look around slowly.
Nobody's really caring. Everyone's kind of entranced in their own conversation.
I'm gonna nod, but quietly going to finger the sample analyzer, because I don't trust that.
So, he slips around to the other side of the table. So he's beside you, and once again his hand... Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hit the wrong button.
Anyway, his hand slips into his pocket, comes back out, and he hands you the flask under the table.
I am going to take the flask and continue fingering the sample analyzer in my pocket. I'm gonna...
Just to let you know, when he showed you the flask from his jacket the first time, you saw the front. If you look at it now, you see the back.
What do I see on the back?
It is a little tapped-in map of the resort with a little course plotted on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, a time.
Aha! Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And with that, he goes, it's been nice talking to you, and he, walks off to go talk with some other people.
Indeed. I'm gonna continue smoking the cigar, and, quietly pretend that the, exchange didn't happen.
Okay. Just to let you know, you're gonna have to, make a willpower check not to let the trick fall apart at the seams as you smoke the cigar.
God damn it. Okay.
Because it is influencing your brain with chemicals.
Okay.
And your brain is trying to hold itself together right now.
I am going to... I'm debating on whether to save the fate for a reroll or use it for a +10.
Well, I'd save it for a reroll just in case, because,
If it goes very bad.
If it goes very bad, it goes very bad.
I make it!
Alright, so you don't fall apart at the seams, sprout ears, tails, and claws.
Delightful! Yay!
And I will leave you in the smoking lounge for now, as it will take you a while to smoke through that cigar. Which means, drum roll please, we're up to Conrad.
Oh god, oh fuck.
Yeah! So, again, you see the same map as Laura did,
Oh,
and a couple places catch your eye. I mean, the one part of your brain is we should scope out security. The other part of your brain is we should kill people. And then your part of your brain is like, I hate you both.
hey, he's got it.
So yeah, Loken wants to go check out the security to scout out how many rooms they have, get general head count, shit like that. And Lurvian wants to go murder somebody because he's hungry.
Lurvian will have plenty of time to, corner some poor fucker later.
Oh. Anyway, you personally are caught your attention. Well, the observatory does also catch your eye because it's kind of a strange thing to have on a resort.
It very much is.
But there is the one thing that catches your eye that you would probably gravitate to, and that is there is a small deck out on the back where you can watch the little shows that they provide over the course of the day. It's basically a place to pass time.
If
Dances.
we are,
Shows, stuff like that.
as I'm not supposed to be drawing any attention to myself yet, I suppose that is the best use. I'll inform Loken that we will have, time later to go look at that. Right now we're supposed to integrate ourselves and not be vicious.
Alright, and I suppose make contact with whatever cell exists here.
If it still exists, knowing our luck.
Right. So you meander over to the deck. And again, it's a large deck with big ass safety glass that stretches all the way above your head. And the reason why there's safety glass here is because currently, right now, there's a blood sport match going on.
Oh, how tasteful.
Hey, I mean, it can't be all dances and plays all the time, right?
Of course. Sure, Lurvian's drinking on.
Anyway, the blood sport match today is a couple of slaves from one of the local lord's ships fighting a Kroot. The Kroot is barehanded. The others have combat knives. You can pretty much guess how it's going. Which is to say the Kroot is fucking eviscerating them.
Yeah, that's what
The
I was about to
Kroot
say.
is doing what Kroot do and eat.
Yeah. Kroot OP.
He hasn't eaten anybody yet, probably because nobody wants to see a Kroot eat something here.
He probably has orders. He gets their corpses later.
And after about 15 minutes of watching, and you hear Lurvian going, "Oh, I want to kill."
I know
Somebody
you
sidles up to next to you on the rail.
do. Mm-hmm.
He's wearing a similar outfit to yours, which button-up shirt, slacks, coat. He's got like the Michael Jackson hat on. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's got pale skin and similar eyes to Redden's.
Guten Tagen.
So he's leaning over the rail board, right? Like he's not even interested in the fight below. He just says 2 words to you. You're new.
Oh, look at you. You're quite observant.
Everybody knows everybody here. Whenever a new face shows up, it's noticed. And seeing how you came with the illustrious Miss Von Braun, you're currently the talk of the resort.
Right. I look at him and I feel that there's an and coming on.
My name's Shaw. It's a pleasure to meet you. Before you ask, no, I'm not a noble. I'm just here on my lord's orders.
It's fine with me. I wasn't going to ask.
I find it's easier to trust people who don't want to be here if they know you also don't want to be here. Because if I've got you clocked right, you're like me. Find this place fucking boring.
Or just horribly distasteful, whichever way it goes. I'd say looking at the massacre going on.
Would you believe half an hour ago they were doing a reenactment of oh fuck, what is his name? The dude in the Age of Apostasy that tried to like get to the Emperor.
Oh, Sebastian. Are you talking about the crazy guy or Sebastian Thor?
The guy with the really evil name.
Go Van
right. I
Dyer.
can't.
Yes,
Yeah,
Gog
there.
Van Dyer. They were doing a reenactment of his whole shebang, all of his story.
Wouldn't that be like a several-hour-long play, or is it like?
It started this morning.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got commitment.
To be fair, none of the hired staff here really have a say in anything.
Right.
Indentured servitude is a hell of a thing.
So, to be honest with you, I don't really know how any of this works. Well, as you figure, I'm not exactly here on my own free will. It's more of a, it's for my own good type deal. Spend too much time inside.
I can tell. No offense.
None taken.
Well, if you're looking for something that isn't monotonous or horribly distasteful, as you put it, the excursions are a pretty good way to get out there, see the wildlife, shoot the wildlife, get your feet wet, maybe meet some of the locals.
Oh, there are more local.
Yes. Humans for the most part, but there's some weirdos out there.
Do you know what kind of Xenos? Or are you talking more abhuman?
It's a mixed bag out there. Some are Xenos, some are abhumans, some are hiding on this world.
Right. Well, I imagine it'd be a pretty good place to go. After all, no one's allowed to talk about it.
Yep. As long as you can get permission from our glorious Tau overlords.
Yes, I was worried about that almost.
And as he's talking, he pulls out a little glow stick, and he offers you the pack.
I take one.
Perception check me!
Excellent. Poisoned. Horribly. You die.
No. You'll figure out if you succeed.
44. Give me a moment. I'm pretty sure. Is this scrutiny or awareness?
Scrutiny will work.
Okay. That is a failure by 4. I don't know if there's any other bonuses that I don't know about, but right now it's a failure by 4.
You don't see exactly what it is, but on the top of the pack where the lid opens, there was something written there.
Oh, wondrous.
So, Loken goes, "This seems suspicious." And Lervian
fucking-
goes, "I want to kill this guy."
Oh, fucking tell me about it, people.
Do you think he's one of the cell members? I seriously fucking doubt it. Look at this guy.
It seems a bit too shady for my tastes. After all, I do believe most of the cell members are dead.
Well, you know, being a spy is basically like being shady is your job.
I suppose you have a fair point.
Either way, I think we should probably investigate him more if we get a chance to.
That does sound like a good idea. Going to ask him for a light?
He snaps his fingers and a little light comes off his thumb. By the way, it's not psychic. It's mechanical.
Oh. So it was like cybernetic arm or like something in his clothing?
Well, if you ask him,
I do.
it's just the hand.
Never seen something quite like that. It's a novelty, I suppose.
I got my hand torn off by an orc. Had to get it replaced.
Well, I just hope you got anesthetic, unlike some people like Flex, the Dark Eldar arm.
Right. You know, it's kind of the reason I wanted to come over here. I never thought they'd let you on the resort grounds with that thing on your arm. They generally don't mind cybernetics as long as they're, minor and
Yes, it
subtle.
doesn't exactly fit the bill.
If I may
know,
say,
it's-
yours looks like it was only designed to kill. You hear Lurvian in the back of your head, you're goddamn right!
I'm just going to shrug at him and just go, well, I'm sure enough money anywhere gets you whatever you want. If this place is anything to go off of.
Right.
The more I think about it, what does the Tau have with thrones? Something that hasn't added up for me yet.
Despite outward appearances, this place makes most of its trading with Miss Von Braun's company. Food,
Really?
supplies, the like. And she dictated that if she was going to do business with this planet, she would only take Imperial currency.
Ah, I see. Little details I miss out on.
She's a bit of a celebrity around here.
Yes, I'm sure it was in the fine print somewhere. Missed it. Perhaps I need to get my eyes replaced.
If you do, make sure they put you under for it.
I could only imagine how painful that would be.
Scene in your
Quite.
head of a Lurvian scooping out someone's eyeballs as they scream.
Totally don't let that play out on my face at all. The Lurvian is just playing incredibly distasteful things.
So, if I might ask, even though you came with Moss Von Braun, you don't look like part of her normal retinue. Usually she's got a boy toy and some hangers
Oh, yeah.
on. She bring one with her this time.
Poor soul.
Damn.
Is that disappointment, or is that more of a you feel for him?
Ms. Von Braun is one of the richest people on this resort.
Mm-hmm.
Being in her company means you get the VIP treatment. Which means access to the VIP rooms.
Right.
And if you think this is distasteful, wait till you see one of them. If you can get an invitation, of course.
Right, well, if I can get one without getting close to her snatch, I'll be very happy.
A little chuckle from him. He says, "It's been nice meeting you, Miss
Conrad.
Conrad." Let's see. With that, he turns around and walks off. Finally, we swing back around to Redden.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun,
Da,
dun.
da.
So you've been dragged to one of the VIP rooms in question. You can tell it's a VIP room because there's a big VIP on the door, and there is two Tau guards, or well, not Tau guards, but guards in the Tau armor with the pulse rifle, and the snooty do you have your papers type guy standing behind a podium there.
Mm-hmm.
Average, are you on the list? And as soon as he sees Shade, he goes, "Oh, Miss Von Braun, it's a pleasure seeing you again." Miss Von Braun doesn't give this guy the time of day. She walks right past him and into the VIP room. Still, well, at this point, she makes it look like you're leading her, but she's really dragging you.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But she's kind of putting on the outward appearance that she's clinging to you.
I give the guard a small nod on the way in.
The VIP room itself is a rather comfortable looking lounge with a bar on one end that is packed with nobles. And the middle of the room is a raised stage that goes all the way to the back like a catwalk with a circular area in the middle. It's a strip club.
Because of course it is.
There is a male, a female, and a Xenos dancing.
A Xenos is dancing.
Yeah.
What
Of
is
course.
that? Some sort of Tao?
No, you can't place exactly what kind of Xenos it is, but she's very alluring.
Well, she doesn't matter.
That's good. You're already a beaten wife.
Ow.
Redden's a bitch.
Anyway, yeah, Miss Von Braun carefully leads you over to a group of people who are all commingling. They're all nobles like her, and they're all wearing more similar clothing to you and her. Short dresses, nice suits. And when she walks up, one of them goes, "Ah, Miss Von Braun, it's been a while. Who's this?" Which Shade goes, "Oh, this darling is my new plaything. His name's Lumen. He's a rogue trader. Isn't that right, Lumen, dear?"
Yes, it is.
To which the one noble that initially talked to her looks you up and down and goes, "Well, you don't look like a rogue trader. What are you dealing mostly?"
Technology.
Fucking Spitfire answer. That must be difficult to do with the Mechanicus being the way they are.
It's a rough agreement, I would say.
Right. Rough agreement.
It's what I currently have, and I like to keep it that way.
So how long will you be staying this time, Miss Von Braun? To which Shade answers, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a year. Until I get bored. By the way, alarm bells are going off in your head, Redden, because this isn't Shade."
Yeah, I know. It's terrifying.
And you spend about 20 minutes mingling with the other nobles around the little circle you are in before seating yourself in one of the lowered little like circular lounge areas. You know what I'm talking about, right? Little circular couches with the tables in them.
Yes.
Where Shade orders you both drinks, and you continue to commingle and chat.
Huh. Oh, nice.
And once again, your eyes are kind of drawn to the one Xenos that is dancing.
Nope, I refuse.
Well, guess what, motherfucker? You have to make a willpower check.
Fuck. I'm fading that one too.
Don't want to piss Shade off.
I choose life, thank you. Let me try the other one, see if that works. Damn it, that's even worse!
Wow, yeah, no, it doesn't really work. And your eyes are kind of drawn to her as she dances, and it's at this moment that you realize that her joints are backwards.
No.
Yeah. You never really noticed before, but as she's dancing, she bends in some ways that shouldn't be possible for a normal human.
Alright. What do I have to do to basically turn my chair around without
You can't. You're sitting in a couch.
Is there like another couch across from me? That's
You
like
can.
facing the
There
other way?
is, but is currently filled with the rest of the nobles who are chatting you up.
Oh, damn it. Does anyone have the time?
One of the members of the little place you're sitting pulls out a pocket watch, clicks it open. Well, a chrono, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Clicks it open, looks at it. He goes, about midday. Why? Clicks it closed.
I pull my own to make it look like I'm like setting the proper time of the planet on it.
Okay. Is there any other fiddling you want to do?
No, it's just me physically distracting myself from
Okay.
the
So
entertainer.
when you click open and change your chrono, well, pretend to, yeah, you definitely feel Shade stomp on your foot. And you continue your little chats here and there. They go about the same way. You know, what's your name? What's your business? How long you're planning on staying here? Miss Von Braun is a fucking celebrity. Every 5 minutes or so, the nobles across from you are rotated out and new ones are rotated in.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, so that's your life for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after the gauntlet is slewed through after about an hour, you only have one person now seated across from
you. Okay.
It's a young guy, about your age, and you instantly recognize him as a Voidborn.
Oh. And anything else I can get before I roll a perception? Or scrutiny, my bad.
He's not wearing noble clothes.
Onto the
wearing an outfit more akin to what Syl or Laura are wearing.
So okay. Okay, scrutiny.
Yeah, you can use scrutiny. Is there anything specifically you're scrutinizing?
Off top of my head, I would say shit, I forgot what it's called. His opinion on what he sees of us.
Oh, you're just trying to get a feel for him then?
Yeah.
Well,
Fellowship scrutiny.
That's going to say fellowship.
Okay.
With a bonus from your scrutiny.
Fellowship. Oh yeah. That's a pass. Cool.
Okay. To put it to you, he is fucking enamored with Miss Von Braun and extremely jealous of you.
Uh-huh.
Like, every time he looks at you, he kind of shoots these little daggers at you. You can tell it's obvious that he's very jealous.
Oh.
Anyway, when he sits down, Shade goes, "Ah, the prince! And how are you doing this lovely afternoon?" And to which the Voidborn man says, "Oh, please, don't use my titles here. After all, I am just a guest." Well, introductions are in order. Lumen. This is the Emperor of the planet Sun.
Oh. Hello.
Not by blood, of course. He's adopted, but... And then she counter-introduces him to you. Again, hasn't used his name at all. Consistently referring to him as Prince.
As Prince,
which he fucking
Prince?
hates. Just Prince for the most part, but sometimes she throws the in. You can tell she's doing it just to fucking bug him.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 10 minutes of him basically running through the same chat as you, Mrs. Von Braun, aka Shade, excuses herself to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
And as soon as she leaves, the prince leans across the table to you and says, "Break her heart, I break your spine." And with that, he gets up and walks off.
Good luck trying.
And you hear Magnus in the back of your head go, "Ha! Joke's on you! He doesn't have a spawn!"
Damn it. Just defeated as he walks away.
So yeah, after about 5 minutes, Shade comes back and goes, "Let me guess, he threatened you."
I'm surprised he's the first one today.
Oh, everybody here would very much like to get a piece of you.
I don't like that.
So she shoots you this look that kind of speaks volumes. That is, you don't have to like it. You just have to live with it.
Oh.
Ew.
And that's why you hide, huh?
You get a little nod.
It's safer there anyway.
And as you walk off across in front of the stage and up toward the bar, she whispers to you, "It's also the reason I like you." And kind of hugs you a little closer.
Gently return said hug. Well, thank you.
Redden's brain stopped working. Redden.exe has stopped working. Please try rebooting. Anyway.
It's just Magnus sitting there in front of a computer. I don't get what's wrong.
He's just body puppeting you at this point. Anyway, when you go up to the bar, again, it's mostly nobles who all just want to talk with Miss Von Braun because she's extremely popular, and she continues the facade of rich, noble airhead.
Oh.
She gets pulled off by some people with the call that she will return in a moment, leaving you at the bar alone.
Hooray. Time for some water.
Time for some water.
Yes.
Okay, so you get asked what kind of water specifically. Local stuff or the import?
Anything clean.
Alright, the import it is. You get a bottle of water shoved across the counter to you
Hooray.
by a disinterested looking waiter.
Not that interesting anyway, as I drink.
So, the dancers leave the stage, and the room goes dark, and everyone kind of turns around to face the stage in anticipation.
Oh.
A voice over a Voxcaster above the stage goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, for our main event, we have something special for you."
Oh no.
And with that, a Eldari woman wearing a slave collar is shoved aboard the stage from the curtains in the back. She doesn't look very comfortable at all. You know she's being forced to do it. And she very awkwardly begins dancing. There's some jeers, some boos, some people who try to pep her up. Some advice and instructions are shouted. And
Quote unquote.
the entire time that she's dancing, she's staring right at you. And a presence tries to intrude in your mind.
I think the fuck not.
It's from close. You can make a pose check if you wish. Let you know it's the same trick you tried earlier.
Yeah. I figured. What was it? Oh shit. That's a fail.
Okay, so then it happens anyway. Good, I didn't have to pull some shit out of my ass. It's the dancer on the stage.
Can I help you? I think.
You don't really understand what she's saying because it's mostly in Eldari.
I
But
do
the
have
last-
Eldar under linguistics.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you do understand what she says, which most of it is a babble that, Craft World's dead, she's a slave, and lastly, in Imperial, she just says, Gothic, she says, help me!
Why should I care?
Because you're not here to play like the others.
Still don't care.
Still don't care. And
Still
that
don't
actually
care.
echoes across your telepathic link, which she cuts when you say you still don't care. Just saying, if she could fucking use any psychic powers right now, you would be fucking... Well, any other psychic powers right now, you would be fucking dead.
If she could, she wouldn't be here.
You're not wrong, but you're not right either.
Damn it.
Anyway, about halfway through her little act, Shade comes back.
Alright.
Makes a comment on exotic dancers and that you shouldn't stare for too long or you'll go blind.
Haha.
Don't worry, I tried ignoring it as best I could.
Right. Well,
Just
come
kinda
on.
headache. Alright.
And she drags you out of the VIP room. And you don't like where this is going.
I don't.
Because you're walking, you go up a staircase and you get to where all the bedrooms are located in the main building.
Oh no.
And she starts walking down the line, checking the key, checking the door number, and heading down to where your guys' room is.
Uh-huh.
She opens the door with the key, and yeah, there's one bed in here.
This is the
how
part where we
nice.
die of fate to see if Magnus got him some condoms while he was out and about.
Oh.
Well, that's something I'll do later.
Oh,
There.
damn it.
Anyway, as soon as the door closes, Shade locks the door behind her, pulls out a little thing that looks like an Auspex, like a miniaturized Auspex, out of her pocket, clicks it, and starts scanning the room.
Oh, that's neat.
She holds her finger up to her lips for you to shut the fuck up. And then starts pulling microphones out of vases and hidden cameras out of, like the clock and the like. Fiddles with the cameras a little bit, breaks the microphones. And after about 10 minutes of her searching the room, she goes, okay, we're safe. They probably shouldn't be able to hear us now.
Wonderful.
Why did it have to be this fucking place? And she actually sits down in the bed and fucking throws her head in her hands.
Oh, for this particular mission?
Yes, I never wanted to come back here. I hate these people.
Well, you put up a good act, if you ask me.
It's my job.
What, I can't say you're good at it?
You can compliment me all you want, sweetheart.
Okay.
I hope the other members are coming up with a little more than we've got so far. I was hoping that one of the cell members would be in the main VIP room there, but I guess that was too much to hope for. You didn't see anybody or anything suspicious? Somebody try to slip you any subliminal or otherwise subtle messages?
I would say it's not so subtle message if she tried contacting me directly, and when I say directly, I tap the side of my temple.
Oh, the Eldari girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get slaves like that on occasion that, well, you know how they're treated.
Yeah.
Now, in a place without the Imperial's normal rules, you can guess how much worse they're treated. You can get away with quite a bit here, as long as
Yeah.
nobody actually knows.
It's pretty bad if killed on sight is like better than what they're treated here. Anyway, not my problem really, is it?
I mean, she could be useful if things go south. The proverbial shit hits the fan. Having a powerful psyker could be useful to us.
Yeah, you're right. It's not like I'm good at it.
That elicits a little chuckle from Shade. So what'd she say to you specifically?
Craft world destroyed, something need help, something. I'm not like anyone else here. I'm not here to lay. Well, that
Wait,
was after I said, why should I care?
wait. Could you repeat that last part?
I'm not here to lay.
She said that to you.
In very broken Gothic. Well, I asked why I should care, and that's what she said.
How would she be able to know something like that?
I'm pretty sure compared to how everyone else acted in that room, I'm the odd one out.
Eldari do have heightened senses, reflexes. Probably could tell something like that pretty easily. Either way, you should probably keep her in the back pocket for now. She could be useful sooner or later.
If I didn't mess that up. But sure.
Oh, don't worry. Any mess you make, I'll clean up.
Wish didn't had to always be like that, but here we are.
But here we are, in a bedroom with only one bed. And the crazy rapey lady here.
Yeah. Now, is this the part where Redden just picks himself up in his telekinesis so I can sleep like he's in?
No, it's just when Redden sleeps in a fucking corner curled up in a ball. Anyway, I will leave you chatting with Shade for a moment as I want to continue with the other party members.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna go fill up my water.
Right. So I'm going to come back around to the beginning of the pile. Syl. If you're there.
Syl.
Did I just hear snore?
Did he fall asleep?
He was telling me he was tired earlier. It's entirely possible he passed out.
Okay, so Syl's passed out at the bar, everybody. That'll be...
Yeah, that's canon now.
Syl's drank a little too much and passed out at the bar.
Are we sure she's the one that's not the alcohol? Oh wait, I have the alcoholism trait. Damn it.
Speaking of, willpower. You've got a flask full of booze.
Oh, God.
Since Syl is passed out, that means we're moving on to you next.
Alright, willpower to see if I start drinking.
Just drinks entire flask with abandon.
I'm going to take a sip after analyzing it. Because I still don't trust it. Okay, it's just regular whiskey. No poison! Yay! So,
Oh yeah, you say your alcoholism.
I'm gonna... Small sip, quickly hide it again.
Alright. So, do you have any actions you wish to do? You finished the cigar. It took you a while.
Mm-hmm.
No one else in the lounge has really come to talk to you.
So, I think it's time for another Die of Fate. What say you?
Hey, I'm just here to tell you what happens.
But before that, I am gonna quickly study the map on the back when I'm sure no one's looking again. Wait, has there been any security sweeps coming through yet? From the drones? That's
Good
good.
thing you've asked.
Huh?
So the sweep itself, you haven't seen happen.
Okay. So,
But you remember them being like something like every 5-10 minutes they do a sweep. So
it was every 50, so every 50
But you know what I
minutes.
mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's suspicious that you haven't seen one yet.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna do a once-over of the map on the back under the table, and then gonna go ahead and roll my Die of Fate.
Okay. The map itself is a tapped out map of the fuck? Okay, whatever. It's a tapped out map of the resort. The route that is tapped out onto it is a little dotted line from the entrance to the little observatory.
Alright. What time is it? Shit, I don't have a chrono.
Correct. Not that it'd be synced with the planetary time anyway.
Yeah.
But looking out a window, just judging by where the sun is, you'd say it's roughly midday.
Okay, it's still roughly midday. Alright,
Maybe early afternoon.
alright. I will keep the flask hidden in my pocket, and I'll make a note to check out the observatory later, because I was already curious, and now I have something that's pointing me directly to it. Great. Die of Fate, go.
Roll me.
I did.
Did you?
I got 25. I got another 25. Oh, no.
It said you rolled that like 2 minutes ago.
I said, I rolled it right when I said, and then Die
I
of Fate.
assumed that you were going to be rolling it after all that. Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry. So, sorry for the misunderstanding.
Yeah, no, Conrad.
Oh, no, is that doubles?
Yes.
Could you also roll me a Die of Fate?
Oh, no.
Okay, good. You don't run into each other. Thank fucking Christ.
That's good, right?
So,
That's doubles. Oh, no.
Laura's raging alcoholism draws her to another bar.
Because, of course.
This is kind of between the security shithole that Syl is in and the swanky VIP room upstairs.
I could get used to this.
It's a very small room. There's only enough room for the bar itself and one long table.
Okay.
The room is almost entirely empty except for the short, fat man from before, who's currently getting more liquored up.
Because
The bartender himself, and a guy who was eating at the table, who's wearing the same like bartender outfit as the rest on the rest of the bartenders serving here. Except this one's got sunglasses on, which looks stupid because he's inside.
That's suspicious. That's suspicious. I'm gonna do a quick perception check.
Okay. You may use
Oh!
Yeah, you don't got jack
No,
shit.
no, I'm fading that, because that is just, no. I've still got 3 fate today, so. I make that.
Okay. Then, just judging by the way that he tilts his head when you walk in and head to the bar, and the way that he kind of tracks your movement by rotating his head, he probably can't see. Which is kind of a prerequisite for a bartender, you would think. You know, being able to see the drinks you're serving and what you're measuring.
Ah.
The fat man pretends like he doesn't know you.
I'm gonna pretend I don't know him. And
Awesome.
I'm gonna go and sit at the bar.
All right, you're given a little menu of food and asked if you have a drink of choice.
And a sec.
Okay, easy enough.
I mean, I don't think they have engine room booze here, so Amasek is the safe choice.
You'd be surprised at what some people would drink around here, but anyway, yeah. Just 3 strangers drinking/eating in a very small bar room.
Oh
Nothing
no.
suspicious here at all.
Oh no.
And a Kroot busts in, covered in blood. Laxley breaks through the window. Which is, by the way, behind the bar. Which is viewing outside to the same place that Conrad was looking down into. The little show area.
Did he come in directly, or was he thrown?
He was indeed thrown.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That I say that out loud.
So, this Kroot gets up, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's berserking. Like, it doesn't know where it is, what's going on.
Oh no. Oh no.
And it immediately goes to attack the blind man.
Oh no. I want to intercept it, but if I do, I'm probably gutted.
Yeah, no, you don't even have time to intercept it because it lands right beside him when it comes through. It breaks a whole fuck ton of bottles too. But anyway,
Because of course. The innocent booze.
So the blind man is sitting there nonchalantly as it stands up, and when it goes to attack him, he like kicks his legs out so that the chair slides back.
And it just goes right in front of him.
Yeah, and it passes in front of him. He then proceeds to stand up, tilt his head again, and the Kroot makes another charge.
Oh boy.
Now, you do have an action this time if you want to intercede or do anything.
I'm doing something dumb. Can I throw a bottle with dexterity?
Sure. You can do that. I won't do any negatives or anything because it's point blank range, but you do have the negative because of your strange body.
Oh god, right. Ah! Failure. It's going to go right past it.
So you pick up the bottle and wail it as hard as you can, right?
Yeah.
And it starts flying toward them.
It doesn't
And
hit
then-
either, right?
Well, you see, it's going to fly between them on the trajectory it's on, but then the blind man punches it out of the air, and the glass all shatters into the Kroot's eyes.
That is horrifying and awesome. And Laura's just there like, okay then.
With that, he makes another step, and he punches. This time, the punch connects with said Kroot, and essentially breaks its nose and pushes it back about 3 feet or so, which is pretty fucking impressive if you'd say so.
Considering the build of a Kroot, yes.
Now, it's stunned for a moment. And just to let you know, by the way, there are several like vending machines in this little area that dispense snacks like peanuts, granola bars, things of that and the like, nutrient paste.
Okay.
While the crew is stunned, the blind man steps back twice toward one of these vending machines and proceeds to throw the fucking thing at him. Which shouldn't be
Unnatural
possible
strength
because one of
3.
those things weigh like 300 fucking pounds.
I'm calling that now. That's unnatural strength 3. Like, out of character. That's unnatural strength 3. Laura is just standing there, like, completely stunned as the thing goes flying at the crew.
Yeah, it's dead. It gets crushed by the vending machine.
Okay, yeah, Messiah. I'm willpowering so I don't just immediately dive into the bottle. I make it 2! Okay, I didn't immediately go to the bottle. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Am I here?
Yes. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck the blind man was going to do next. So, with you not diving back into the bottle, you do get to see his next action.
Oh boy. I'm scared.
So, he proceeds to go back to his chair, push it all the way back into the table, which is now currently split in half because the crew fell backwards and landed on it.
Because, of course.
And then the vending machine, but that's not important.
Totally.
And then turns to the door, puts his hand behind his back, and then the security guys bust in. And they are fucking armed for bear.
I'm just gonna sip on my glass, like, this is, and look like I'm a terrified bystander.
So, just to let you know, these guys bust in with 6 fully suited warriors with their pulse rifles, 2 gun drones, and 1 of the armored suits.
Huh.
But it's not a fully armored suit. It's more like an exoskeleton that fits over the armor.
I almost want to
Stops
scrutiny
at the man's waist.
I almost want to scrutiny it, but I also don't want to look suspicious.
Yeah, when they come in, they get everybody's statement on what happened. They apologize profusely. And you're all told to vacate the room.
Of course.
And,
I'm gonna get one more sip of my drink before doing so.
So they ask you and the blind man to vacate the room, which is kind of weird because they ask the other bartender to stay.
It is.
And when you step out, the blind man steps out with you. The doors close, and when they do, he says, "That was a good throw. Thank you for that."
You're welcome. Laura's pretending to be confident because she knows that was a terrible throw.
You smell kind of funny. Not like I can smell the tobacco and sweat. A couple other things. Really bothers me.
The alarm bells are going off in Laura's head right now.
You're not a noble. You're not somebody I recognize. But you did help me out, which means you're probably not a bad person. So, I suppose you'll probably want to finish your drink. Come on, we'll go to my bar. I was on a break, but it seems like that's over.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
With that, the blind man guides you, with quite deft skill, by the way, back through the building, outside, and to the largest of the cabanas along the docks there. It's actually an open cabana, and it goes into the water, so you can kind of swim up to the bar or get served from the land side.
That's actually really neat. And Laura probably will feel a bit will probably get jittery until they're back inside.
Well, there are like walls around you for the most part.
Okay, so there are set defined limits of the area. It's
Except
fine.
in the back where the swim up section of the bar is, and the big open, well, it's not a door, it's just a big open space where you came in.
There's still defined limits to the space. Even if the back does not have it, there's limits to the rest of it. I can ignore it.
Right. So the blind man with practiced precision pulls an Amasec bottle out, pours you a shot, puts it on the counter, closes it, puts it back under the counter of the bar, and says, "So, what is your name, stranger?"
I'm going to go ahead and give the alias name again, Kelly.
Nice to meet you, Kelly. I have to admit, it's usually against policy for staff to introduce themselves to our residents, but you helped me out of a bind there. And not many people can say they can stand up to a recruit and not piss their pants, like the old man did. So, my name's Tarvitz.
Tarvitz. It's a pleasure to
Yes.
meet you.
Saul Tarvitz. Sticks his hand out.
Saul Tarvitz. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shake his hand.
He's really fucking strong. Like, he's got a good grip. He has strong hands.
There's a little alarm bell going off in the back of Laura's head. Like, I should probably note it. This is important. This is important. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna try and roll to see if this is the person.
All right, sure.
I make that.
Okay, so you feel the pull from another direction behind you further inland, not on the resort.
Okay, so it's not him, but
this kind of weird sense that you've got is definitely ringing something.
okay
He's not normal.
then. He threw a 300-pound vending machine. Of course he's not.
I'll tell you what, just because you helped me out, drinks are on me today. Stay as long as you like. I'm on the clock for another 4 hours. I don't really get many other customers aside from swim-ins. He kind of thumbs to the swim-up part behind him.
Laura's gonna just nod and say, yeah, fair enough. Oh,
So I know what you're thinking. How does someone like that move like that? Someone who can't see. I know you're curious.
Yes, I am. And I'm almost afraid to ask.
I'll tell you what. You'll get one question. I'll answer it as truthfully as I can.
Laura's going to look around. and then whisper, "What in the fuck are you?"
I'm a human, I think. Just really strong. I can't really remember much. Memory's kind of hazy before I came here. But I can tell you that somebody wanted me here because of my strength.
Ah,
Oh, and before you go screaming, are you a chaos demon or anything like that? No. I've just always been strong.
I grew up in a hive. I've seen a lot of weird things. I think you're pretty tame on that scale. But still, that was kind of scary.
Yes. It's not very often we get a rampaging Kroot come through, but it happens on occasion. To be fair, I thought the glass was stronger than that. But I guess repeated smashing against it must have weakened it.
Most likely.
So, there's your one question.
Hmm.
Period is now over. Feel free to enjoy your drinks. If you need anything, I'll be right here.
Oh no. Laura has free access to alcohol.
Well, Laura's getting fucked up.
Oh no. Oh no. I know what's coming next. I'm just gonna go ahead and preemptively roll that willpower you're just waiting to throw at me.
Well, I was going to do that after I was done Conrad's little shtick.
I'll hold off then.
Alright then. Miss Conrad,
Hello.
are you still hanging out on the balcony?
No, she would have got bored.
Okay.
I'm sure as soon as she saw actors coming up again, and she's bleh.
Well, no, what happens after the Kroot eviscerates the slaves is one of the actual big Tau suits goes in to fight the Kroot.
Oh shit.
Which is why I thought maybe she would stick around.
If it takes any more than a few minutes, I'm not letting an actual fight play out, mostly for Lurvian's behalf.
Oh no, it's not even a fight. The suit basically grabs the Kroot, hurls him, and you see it smash through the window below you.
Well, that guy's gonna be in fucking hot water. At that point, I'm gonna walk away.
Okay, so as you walk away, you get to see the 6 dudes, the 2 drones, and the exosuit guy run past you.
Somebody's about to lose their job.
It's not me.
Ha ha. Man, it feels good not to be the fuck up right now.
Anyway, is there anywhere particular you'd have in mind? Would you like to die of fate? Any actions you'd like to take?
You know what? I was told to socialize, and I think I would drift until I found a suitable area with people who don't seem too icy.
Okay, that's not hard to do. So what you come up with is a small games room. There's everybody in here is dressed more or less like civilians. None of them, as far as you can tell, are noble.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple pool tables, a couple regicide sets, and one really, really big fucking table in the middle where people are essentially playing what the fuck is it called? Gothic Armada, basically.
Oh god.
But, you know, not exactly Gothic Armada.
It's, you know, the in-universe equivalent.
Yes.
Do you want me to roll something? Because I know Conrad's childhood was kind of nerdy. I mean, fuck's sake, I did Reddish Side as a pastime. Would she know about it and have played it?
I would say
I'm a
you.
noble.
I would say you'd probably be versed in this, just because your uncle, Mr. Baneblade, run you through the gauntlet of strategy games and the like.
So part of my soul remembers, not having any idea what any of it means.
Right. But you do hear some rumors floating around and some people talking about the incident that just happened.
To ask you, by the way, when I come in here, does anyone take particular note of me? I hope not.
Nobody really cares when you walk in, for the most part. Everybody's too really concentrated on the specific game they're playing and their opponent.
Okay. Well,
The pool tables are pretty much packed. The regicide boards are kind of sparse, and the Garthic Armada game is essentially the busiest, with a huge crowd of people watching the two players.
Well, I'll do two things. Well, first of all, I will take note of who's at the register and see if there's anyone who stands out.
Well, one of them stands out.
Mm-hmm.
He is very obviously an Imperial Admiral.
Oh no, I don't want to match wits with an Imperial Admiral, but also that part of my brain's like, we absolutely should.
Just taking a glance at the table, you can tell he's totally kicking whoever he's playing against ass, who you cannot see because of the huge crowd of people surrounding him.
So it's at the regicide, and that's okay. Okay.
Pool on the left, table in the middle, regicide on the right.
And he's the most busy part of the regicide, and the Gothic Armada in the middle is also really busy.
Yeah.
And the pool tables are packed.
Yeah.
Who's playing Gothic Armada?
Currently, you can't really make out if they're anybody important, but one of them is a tall, lanky fellow. He looks like he came from a world where there's a lot of sun, as his skin is very dark. Almost like a salamander, minus the red eyes.
Right.
The other opponent is a little less noticeable, kind of nondescript. The way that he clothes himself and the way he moves, and judging by the way you can just see he's acting, he's one of those people that likes to fly under the radar.
Right. Totally not cloaking himself right now. Psychical shittery. I really don't. And also, Conrad's not liking how packed this little room is.
But
Go ahead.
I will tell you, the air, like kind of the aura of the room, so to speak, is very friendly. It's very welcoming. You feel like you could probably sit down anywhere, play a game against somebody, and be friends with them by the time it's over.
Okay. What could possibly go wrong?
Die horribly?
Get open, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to go, because I know how that thing.
All right. So are you going to look for an opponent? Are you just going to sit down, or...
I think I'm going, well, she's going to sit down at first and then just go over the pieces to make sure that she remembers how the game works.
Okay, just so that Michael remembers how the game works, I'm just going to Google this. Don't mind me, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm pretty sure it's just chess.
I'm pretty sure it's just chess too, but with, like...
new names and shit.
Yeah. But suffice to say, actually, you know what? Could you make a, I don't know, what would that be for a roll?
Imagine to be intelligent?
Yeah, I guess intelligence works.
Because, I mean, I think regicide counts as a craft skill, technically. Or you
Right.
can have it as a craft skill. 19.
Okay, good enough. So,
So I'm not as rusty as I thought?
yeah, no. The only thing that really gets you is the regicide board itself is kind of hidden with little hoods on it, so you can't quite see everything that's going on. You don't have the whole picture. So there is a little more to it than just moving and then moving to counter your opponent.
Well, time to thank the Emperor that my father never had regicide boards like this.
Right.
Yeah, she would just wait and see. Yeah, Conrad does not trust herself to, like, convince someone to play a game with her. Just going to wait and see.
Alright. Well, it doesn't take you very long for someone to sit down and offer to play you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
So, you mind if I play a game against you?
Absolutely not. So I've been waiting.
Alright, so he does that whole, like, cracking his knuckles by putting his fingers together and stretching. And I just need to fucking get to the part where the regicide board is so I can tell you what you're rolling. 170. Because I believe it's a... I believe it's also an intelligence check for now, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to that. But you can start with that.
All right.
Come on, you piece of shit load.
Yeah, my nerves get the better of me 70 out of 40.
Oof, that's not good.
These hoods, man, they're throwing me off.
Yeah. Let's put it with that. Let's say that. Come on, where the fuck is it? Here we go. Roll me a d5.
Okay. A 1.
Okay, this game is very quick. So based off your previous intelligence roll, the game lasts an hour, and it's basically you on the back foot the entire time.
Yep.
You're reacting to his moves.
I'm getting played like a goddamn film.
Yeah. And it's at this point that both Allervian and Loken both start making suggestions to you.
His Alervian suggestions more than we should shoot him.
Well, Allervians are a little more colorful.
Mm-hmm.
They're more if we should find him later and rip off one of his arms, and then, you know, tie that tourniquet down so he doesn't bleed out, and then rip off the other arm, and then maybe rip out his tongue so he can't scream, and maybe find some anticoagulants and the like so we can draw it out and have some fun.
Right.
Loken, on the other hand, is giving you sound tactical advice.
I try to listen to Locum, but I imagine there's only so much you can do to salvage the situation I find myself in.
I will let you make one more just raw intelligence check to see if you can't salvage the situation.
Okay. 3.
Okay, so you pull the game out of your ass. You're down to maybe 2-3 pieces, and you checkmate him. And it's all because Loken basically starts getting you to sacrifice your pawns and your smaller pieces to take a straight shot to his king. And then all of a sudden, you hear the words checkmate come out of your mouth, and you're just as surprised as he is when you look at the board.
It's like, wow. Huh.
Ah, well played. I have to admit, I thought I had you there.
I thought so too.
Well, it's been interesting, miss.
Novgorod, whatever floats.
Right. I'm gonna go see if I can't find somebody a little more amateur. Although, to be fair, you looked the type when you first sat down.
I promise it wasn't on purpose.
So, maybe I have to get a little better judging people.
I shrug.
Oh, by the way, don't play the Admiral. He's way too good at this.
Oh, I'm sure he.
And by the way, by the time your game is finished up, the Admiral would have moved over to the big ass Battle Fleet Gothica board.
As I'm sure they like part like the Red Sea in order to let him pass.
Yeah. And he goes about, once again, tactically kicking ass.
Hmm.
But you don't have any other challengers for the time being.
Yeah, no, I think Conrad. To be honest with you, as much as Conrad would hate it, because what's daylight looking like? It's still like mid-afternoon.
Yeah, the sun's starting to go down, but you've still got some time.
As much as Conrad would hate it, I think she's going to try to rub elbows with nobles a little bit.
Okay. Fellowship test me with a +10 because of your regicide game.
Haha! 19!
Alright. So, you are basically the darling of the games room for the remainder of your time there. You actually are a lot better at this manipulating people thing than you give yourself credit for. You managed to get several names, and you've managed to get several lords who are, in essence, there, well, to play, but they all give you the same kind of little tidbit of information, which is there'll be one of the excursions tomorrow, and it's a bit of a private thing, but anybody with a head for tactics like yours would be greatly appreciated, because people were actually watching your game. Not anyone came over to the table to watch it, but just with the chatting you've been doing, there's enough people that looked over to kind of put the whole match together between them.
Right.
And a lot of people are impressed that you came back from such a startling loss, and the fact that you were willing to sacrifice almost all of your pieces to win.
I'm just going to think to myself, thanks, Logan. I got a reputation. Don't take that as brigadier.
So, yeah, again, you make a pretty big impression, but it's nothing huge because, again, most of the people here aren't nobles. They're just the retinues of nobles who have been dragged
But I
along.
found out the information that I'm sure I was supposed to find out earlier, which is the important part.
Which is, yes, there is an excursion tomorrow, and they're looking for a skilled tactician or strategist to come along.
Mixing amongst them, is there anyone I would talk to for that sort of thing? They sound like something that'd be up my alley.
I'd say you'd probably rub shoulders with the one guy you played against when you come up to the Gothic table to see how bad the Admiral is kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
And just to let you know, he's almost completely decimated his opponent's fleet by the time you show up. He's basically in the last section of, like, the killing blow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the man across the table plays his hand.
Overload the warp cores.
No, he's been holding reinforcements. And you see a very, very scaled down version of a ship you've seen before, an Apocalypse class battlecruiser.
Dun dun dun.
And you see the Admiral gets a little worried.
He's out of position.
Yeah. And then he loses his flagship, and it's game.
Applause.
Right. And it's when you're gathered around talking that you would kind of rub shoulders and get most of this information.
So do I figure out? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to see if I actually figure out who I would need to talk to for that sort of thing. Because right now I know when, but I don't know who.
Oh, well, if you ask anybody here, they would tell you the excursions desk is in the main lobby.
Oh, and then I imagine I go ask them, and then they'll direct me to the actual expedition people, and they will determine amongst themselves if I'm allowed.
You would make your request there, and then yes, it would take about 3 hours for them to scrutinize your request and figure out if they would want you to come with them or not, as well as how much money you have on hand.
Right. So probably won't.
Right.
Speaking of which, good God, we have no way to communicate.
Good God, we have no way to communicate.
I mean, I'm sure most of us still have our comm beads, but actually, that's a good point.
Listening.
That's true, but also, I mean, the comm beads are something we would have cataloged us with, right?
Yes. And you would have got the warning that you're allowed to chat on the comm beads, but they are monitored. So, watch what you say. Because if somebody hears something that sets them off, you're going to have a security squad rolling down your throat.
Right, but I mean, I assume, just to ask you, as far as Conrad would be concerned, right, knowing how nobles get paranoid about things, Conrad calling Lumen to ask our very gracious benefactor if she could spare some more thrones for her to go on an expedition wouldn't it be in any way seen as suspicious, right?
Oh, no, that wouldn't be suspicious at all.
All right, good. In that case, over the comm bead, Red, and here's Lumen.
Yes, hello.
Could you ask our glorious benefactor if I could go on an expedition? I don't want thrones being taken out without anyone being aware of.
Alright. I ask her.
Didn't I give her pocket change already? It should be more than enough to cover the expedition.
I do not know.
This
How much
just
do you
asked.
need?
I didn't check. I actually gotta check if I have thrones on me.
Yeah, you remember the big-ass bag she handed you?
Oh, right! I say.
Hand goes to waist. All right.
Conrad is smart.
You're
Very
too busy
smart.
buttering up the nobles.
Never mind, Lumen. Crisis averted.
I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay.
Laura
So,
continues
feel
getting
free to chat.
drunk.
Feel free to chat with each other on the box while I'm gone. Cough, cough.
Hooray.
I do think Conrad will want to know where Kelly is, if Kelly's even coherent.
I'm gonna roll a willpower to see if I'm coherent or if I've gone through 5 bottles.
40 on a 40, I think.
Laura is
If it's
he
40
did
on a 40, you're probably tipsy.
and remember the GM did give Laura the mutated liver thing, so
Oh.
because
Right.
that perfect
Thank you
one
for
that
the
one
flavor.
time.
So you're probably drunk, but I don't think you're like super duper drunk.
Laura's having a good time. Hello.
You still get asked the question of where you are, Kelly.
Oh, hi. I'm drinking.
Of course. Do me a favor. Try to go to the room, or you want to go to the rooms. Just give me.
What was that?
If you want to go to the rooms, just give me a heads up so I can go there and let you.
All right.
You know,
Okay.
I still have the key.
Okay.
Question for you people. I'm back, by the way.
Yes, hello.
Go ahead.
In your conversation, Laura and Conrad, did you ever say the name of the dude you met up with?
No.
Okay, good. Just checking.
No.
Yeah,
I
no.
just said I was
One
drinking.
fact for you.
Huh?
Fun fact for you. Conrad's already forgotten his name.
No, I mean Laura, the guy who's drinking with.
Laura has not said his name. She said, "No, I'm just drinking."
Okay,
She
good.
rolled
I
a-
just wanted to make sure.
She rolled a 30. She rolled a 40 on the 30, but you did say that she has the resistance to alcohol, so we kind of hand-waved that as...
I just said that she was kind of drunk.
Yeah.
You're not like fucked up yet, but you're definitely feeling it.
Yeah, and the only thing I told Kelly was that to be sure that if she wants to go to the rooms, that she lets me know. That way I can go, open it up for her.
Okay.
Okay.
And with that, I guess I'm going to head to the expedition desk.
All right. That's going to take you a little while to backtrack over there. But yeah, no, you get your way back to the main lobby, and the excursions desk is got the big obvious sign above it.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of the other desks, there's a pretty lady sitting behind it who asks what you'd like.
To be frank, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but from my understanding, there's some expedition going out tomorrow that has a vacant slot. I was here to make quests to join it, I believe.
Oh, yes. I know that one you're talking about now. Yes, there, one member was vacated just earlier today. He was going to be the... Well, how do I put this? He was going to be the one leading the thing, so to speak. As we do keep security with you, but for the most part on an expedition, you're allowed to go where you wish, as long as you have an attached security member.
Right. Can Conrad make an intelligence check to see if she could remember the name of the fellow that she met?
You never got his name, did you?
I'm pretty sure he said something, a 4. I remember that I thought he said his name to me, and I thought I just forgot it.
I do not believe he did.
I thought he gave me some kind of name. I did roll a 4 on an intelligence check. Does that mean I can remember what was on the cigarette box?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, cool.
It was a note about a clandestine meeting, and that the excursion will be where the meeting is happening, away from prying eyes and ears.
Okay, well, so yeah, this is all adding up perfectly. And totally isn't just a plot to get this thing. I'm gonna look at the lady and be like, I wasn't just lost in thought, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
allowed to do what you wish, as long as you have the thrones for it.
Of course. And it's at this point I'm going to ask, how much is that exactly? And I'm going to pull up the bag.
Well, since this is an open vacancy, and the one person who would be going has already paid, you would only have to pay a small fee of 500 thrones.
I'm going to count that out and put it down.
Okay, not bad. Your bag's a little lighter. She takes it and hands you a small form to sign that's basically, your average, yes, if anything happens to me, you're not liably at fault for any damage I sustain kind of deal.
So an heir to my estate can't come to you.
Yeah. And a small, very small data pad, which has the time, the place, and a small tracking feature in it so that you can actually find the rest of the members of your little excursion.
I will ask her if it is information I'm allowed to know. Is there any sort of printout I can get as far as who else is going?
All the information should be on the pad there.
Understood, thank you.
Members, the specific objective of the excursion, and as well as contact information for the head of the security team. Just in case
By
you
the
have
way.
any need. Yes?
As the two of us talk, Conrad wants to roll a perception scrutiny, because she wants to see if this lady's biosculpted.
Okay. Do it.
Oh, well, 76. I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea if those tits are natural.
Bruh.
They're a nice tits.
I mean, these are the things that Conrad worries about.
Redden's not the only one getting some tail.
Ah, damn it.
We don't know about that yet. Conrad's still a coward.
We'll see what happens by the end of the night with Laura.
Exactly. And with that, Conrad is going to leave, and as I go, I will try to read up on this expedition.
Okay. Yeah. So it's exactly what nobles would love to do.
Go out, shoot some things.
Yeah,
crash
you're essentially going to drive by a native village with a devilfish.
Oh no. Oh, that's fucked up.
It'd be a shame if something were to go wrong.
Oh, and then you're going to land and do some light groundwork, which is to say people are going to go see if they can't catch themselves a pet.
Yes, because, you know...
Wouldn't be
native
40k
Xenos
if...
wildlife would be perfect. Pets.
Exotic animals!
It wouldn't be 40k if there wasn't this kind of bullshit.
Because by God, I want a Xenos pet. I want to take it back with me.
So yes, at this point... Yeah, no, Conrad's bored. This didn't take long to get to this predicament.
Right? So, Alervian kind of mentions in the back of your head that something doesn't seem right.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Okay, shut the fuck up and listen to me for a minute.
Of course.
There's something about this place. Like it's a facade for something.
Yeah, these people do feel very, what's the word? Oh, I can't think of it right now, but there was, you know, reasons I was trying to see if that lady would buy us stuff. Besides the other ones.
Besides trying to get laid? Yeah.
Yeah, besides.
You know, you're probably cute enough, you could probably get her. Hell, a place like this, it's just how much money you have.
Exactly, and at the same time, it would also lend some credence to our theory that someone's doing their damnedest to keep up appearances.
Of course. I mean, after all, the nobles are here to enjoy themselves. And, well, they're all too busy having fun. It's a great place to, I don't know, throw some stuff up in the background.
And on top of that, if I'm thinking about it, sponsoring expeditions to go kill natives is a great way to have no witnesses for what regularly goes on.
Not to mention, I'm sure there's tons of nobles here who'd jump at the opportunity to shoot something with a high-powered energy weapon.
Especially if they can't shoot back.
Especially when they can't shoot back. Oh, one other thing. One of my cousins is here. I can sense her. Yes, an Eldari.
Oh, so you don't mean like strictly biological cousin, you just mean like an Eldar.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's weak. Very, very weak.
Like probably enslaved weak?
Yes. And knowing the fucked up people around here, I can only guess what they're doing to her right now.
Right. Sounds like we need to kill people.
I'm down.
Yes, if only we can find the right place at the right time. I get the strange feeling that as much as I'd love to take some of these fuckers out, and I would, I get the feeling that we can't do that without being caught. Or spending a lot of psychic energy.
You give me the reins and I'll make sure no one ever notices who we kill.
I trust you a lot, Lurvian, but we only get one shot.
To be fair, I wouldn't shoot them.
I tell you what, how about we spend the rest of the day looking for the biggest slime bag who's easy enough to get a hold of?
Now you're talking my language, and Logan kind of sighs in the back of your head like, this is my life.
Forgive me, Uncle, but we have to have our good nights on the town.
Right. What's that galaxy coming to?
Nothing good, I promise you. And with that, I will do as I promised to Lurvian, and I will be rubbing shoulders with nobles and looking for the most decadent dumbass I can.
Okay, well, you can't go into any of the VIP rooms, so all those guys are off limit.
Besides, those guys probably pay for extra security, because they have enough money.
Right.
So amongst the wannabes,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna have to make me perception check to find the dude.
okay.
Or, well, find a target for yourself. And this will take you... Roll me a d5 to see how many hours it takes.
You know what? I do care about it enough. I will go ahead and use my first fate and re-roll that. And then I'll give you the
Oh, damn.
5 on a 5.
Okay, so it takes you till the sun goes down, but thankfully, you have the expedition notes to help corroborate scumbags.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of pick a dumbass on the list and try to find him. That's what you spend the 5 hours doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you find him. He's unguarded. He's drunk. And he is stumbling to his room when you find him. Like, you actually have made, like, contact with him. Well, not quite contact, but...
I will quickly think to Lurvian and ask him if he has a preferred game plan. Should I try to get him to follow me as a way to help him to his room, quote unquote?
I mean,
just want to take the reins now?
I mean, you could probably just walk up, be like, hey, big guy, mind if I join you for the evening? And he wouldn't say no.
No, this is going to be difficult. I try my best to do as Lurvian says and hope that he's just drunk enough.
Fellowship, man, with a plus 20, because he's fucked.
Good. I do have deceive, so 37, that's a pass.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's not very hard.
All right. And, yeah, I just listened to Lurvian as far as where he wants me to pull him.
I mean, his room's right there. It's empty.
And you don't think they have it bugged?
Huh. No, they most definitely do. But that's what blackout's for.
Darkness, I say. But yeah, no, I fucking get him in there, probably toss him on the bed, and then give the reins to Lurvian. Because I assume he's clamoring for them at this point.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take very long for Lurvian to, well, you know, take the reins. It happens in pretty much a split second, and, blackout happens.
Instantaneously.
And that is when, well, you know your little box thingy-o?
Yeah.
He ships it.
Uh-huh.
It's not a sword, and it's not like a spear, so to speak. It's kind of somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got a elongated handle, but it's also got a quite short blade.
Is it like an Eldari bastard sword?
I mean, kind of.
Two-handed dagger.
Anyway, to make a long story short, he starts to carve this guy up.
Right.
And to save you the brutality of most of it, he's pretty much doing what he said earlier. starting with the limbs, pulling out the tongue, scooping out the eyes. And that is the point where you gain another 2 points of corruption.
Oh no.
Oh, favorite stat. Worth at 3 corruption.
So, Alervian's basically about halfway through carving this guy up like a fucking turkey before he stops. Like, stops dead. Looks at the box and the knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he melts it back into the box form and then covers your arm in it.
Okay.
He goes, oh, that's cool. And with that, he shifts your whole arm into a blade and plunges it in the guy's chest. And then shifts it into a scoop and pulls the man's heart out.
I'll be honest with you, as that happens, I will echo Alervian and be like, that is cool. Gee. New surprises every day.
Now you have a beating heart in your hands. And that's when Alervian swaps control back over to you.
Oh, thanks, Alervian.
Don't worry, I'll clean up my mess. I
When
just
you plan
wanted
on
to...
doing that?
Well, I can't exactly do this if I'm controlling you, so... And by the way, that came from behind you.
Is he physically manifested again, like as Alervian?
Yes, he has.
Right.
And it is with that he grabs the body and promptly, well, opens the window and disappears.
I will toss him the heart, by the way.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, no, I'm not keeping that on my person.
Darn.
I will shift my fucking death gauntlet back into jewelry.
Alright. It shifts back at the command of thought.
Good. Well, that's looking at this point that we should probably go out the window too. Should be a bad look if we just exited the room.
Probably.
I'm gonna look. How is it like a bad drop?
You're like 2 stories up.
Grappling hook.
Grappling hook.
As long as Loken agrees. So yeah, I'm gonna set it on the edge of the window and then rappel down.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for it, because it's fucking simple.
I thought about my equipment.
I know, right?
But yes, I rappel down. Get it back.
And with that,
Yeah.
you're gone.
Nobody saw me, hopefully. I pray.
To let everybody else know, about 5 hours has passed.
Wonderful.
Tick tock.
Laura is probably well on the way to fucked up now.
Well, you see, it's been 4 hours, so Saul is off shift now. Which means no more free booze for you. But you gave it a good run. And you're gonna have to roll a toughness check to see how fucked up you are.
I am... do I want to burn my last fate for the day? No, wait, I only have 2 fate. I have 2 fates left, don't I?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's really worth it.
At worst, I have to go collect.
Yeah. It seems how one of the other party members is currently also passed out at a bar. It wouldn't be a, weird thing.
You know what? I'm going to drunk charm die of fate.
Drunk charm die of
To charm who?
anyone. Something that works.
Anyone. Anything with legs.
Oh, great. Well, before you roll the charm...
I gotta roll willpower.
Yeah.
To not immediately.
I am fating that one.
And that's why I told you to save your fate.
Perfect one.
Great, so you don't shift into a mutant.
Haha!
Wonderful.
Critical success.
A critical success.
Oh god.
You don't turn into a mutant.
And let's see. Okay, so 44 fellowship plus 20 plus only have 10 plus 10 charm right now. I'm going to fix that later. And then I have the power of booze. What does that get me?
That gives you a -10 because it's not very easy to charm.
Unless they're
Like-
also incredibly inebriated.
Hey.
Then again, I
Or
mean,
80s, apparently.
I make that.
Okay, so yes, you find a guy to slough off with for the night.
You think it's a guy anyway. You'll find out in the morning.
It doesn't matter to Laura.
All right, all right.
Wakes up the next morning. It. Has no idea what the fuck happened.
We'll get there when we get.
Just can't wait for the fucking 30 minutes of Kelly into the combi.
Anyway, the evening has fell. Has anyone else got any actions they'd like to take before they head back to their rooms?
I killed him, man. I deserve a lie down.
This place is open 24/7, by the way, so you don't have to sleep if you don't want to.
Unless Shade has anything else she wants to do, which I doubt.
Shade's been busying herself, correlating information and trying to figure out how to contact the cell member without being noticed. But if Redden's like, I'm gonna go to sleep, it'll be like, hey, let's go to sleep.
Wink. Wink.
Oh.
Paralysis.
And nobody's going to collect Syl. Oh boy.
Well, you see, that's the problem, is that everyone's just kind of... I was under the impression that she'd do her own thing. I might
Which-
roll an intelligence in a little while to see if Conrad's like, I should check up on her. Because, I mean,
Yes.
Kelly's not answering me.
Right.
Kelly's getting.
That is...
Tilly's got a date. Anyway, so does Redden want to go to sleep?
More like a one night stand.
First of all, Sterling, that's your character that does that, not Redden. Redden's not even sure what's going to happen.
I know.
Redden's got his one true until she kills me love.
Exactly.
Laura's just constantly desperate.
One gets too much attention, one gets not enough.
Basically.
Anyway. So, you want to go to sleep, Redden? Because Shade's down for that.
All right. Good night, I guess.
Cuddles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Deadly, deadly cuddle.
So, what happens, Redden, is you're kind of like, hey, let's go to sleep, and then you like automatically like try to sleep anywhere but the bed, but it doesn't work.
What do you mean?
You're like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine with sleeping on the floor, and then you get that glare, and you're like, I'm up.
Damn it.
Thankfully, Shade doesn't molest you yet.
Yet.
I don't like that you keep saying "yet" for every time this stuff like this happens.
Well,
You
it's
see-
because I'm rolling willpower for her.
And you see, you also don't know about the fact that she's already talked to Magnus, and he just hasn't got the condoms because he's trying to wingman for your soul.
Anyway, you are stuck in the same situation you were last time, though. Move, wake up, Shade, probably die.
The paralyzed.
Sounds about right.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, they're just the wake up shade and die.
Yeah.
So everyone's gonna pass out. Well, one party member
Well,
already.
I mean, Conrad is going to try to do a few things, probably.
Okay.
Well, first of all, intelligence check. That is a success. I'm going to realize that we haven't heard a damn thing from a certain somebody all day, even when using the comm beads. So
Well-
over the broadcast. Huh?
Oh, I was just gonna say, you. Fuck. How do I word this? You put together that either something very bad has happened to Syl, or she's passed out.
Given those two options, I'm going to go and limit her possible. There's a place by the beach we were told about, right? Where guards go?
Yes.
Gonna head that way.
All of the cabanas along the beach are all the security rooms. Well, rooms with air quotes.
Right. Well, I mean, just heading out that way. Oh, no, I don't know anything about how this place is run. Is there... Is there any, like, actual, like, Tau guards? You know what I mean, like the resort humans. that have to be
Yeah,
stationed around here.
there are a couple, yes.
I would like to go
Really
up to one and just pose the question really quickly. So, if, personal security, I gesture to the bunks, were to perhaps pass out anywhere, where would that be, in your opinion?
Well, if I were to hazard a guess, either the security bar or the pits.
Where would is the pits like a fighting thing?
That is for the security members to know.
Right.
However,
do
for
anything.
enough thrones, I can give you directions.
I'll be honest with you. If I need them, I'll come back. Where's that bar?
Points toward the shitty hole in the wall Syl went to.
I'm gonna run in that direction.
Okay, it doesn't take you long to find the shitty hole in the wall.
It's a hole
Because it's the
in
only
the
shit hole
wall
here.
where the freaks are going.
So,
I imagine finding our local Arbite isn't too difficult.
yeah, no, you tromp downstairs and she's passed out at a table.
I'm going to assume Conrad on her own is not necessarily strong enough to move her.
Yeah, no.
Going to assume Conrad's also not strong enough to wake her up.
Welcome back.
Maybe?
I will try to shake her awake.
I mean, you do have that badass cybernetic arm that can bitch slap people at the speedo sound.
No, Conrad has a different method that she's going to try a few times. She's just going to shake her a little bit, and if that doesn't work, she's eventually going to try to whisper something Medea.
What would I rule that? I guess that'd be a fellowship check for now. Well, I guess the first one would be just a straight strength check because you're trying to shake her awake.
Do I get... Oh, that's a pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're violently
have to
shaken
make it a
awake.
If I get a plus 10 things to arm, but... You've been out for a few hours, dear.
No. What?
We could get you to a bed. It's much more
Why are you
comfortable than
doing-
this table.
What are you doing in the security bar?
Looking for you, Miss Security Officer.
Well, I'm allowed to nap.
You've been napping for 5 hours. And that's me being generous.
You're not being generous. You woke me up.
Again, you can simply walk yourself back to the room and find a nice little place to fall asleep. But I'd rather you not stay.
Just to let you two know, the older security members are leaving, and the actual security troops are starting to pile in for their night of drinking. At least those that are off duty.
Fine. Don't want to be around those.
Good. I'm going to leave till, I guess... No, I don't have access to the VIP, and also it's like nighttime. Lumen's probably asleep, which means that Ms. Von Braun's probably asleep. I'm not tempting that. So yeah, I'm going to bring her back to my room.
Okay, thankfully there's 2 beds, and Kelly, air quotes, is not in one.
I'm sure she's fucking somebody.
Yeah.
Speaking
she
of
is.
which, I'll let you know that Conrad is going to spend a good portion of the night going out and trying to meet people and rusting out, flexing those old flirtatious muscles that are atrophied and decayed. Also probably relying on Loken for advice on who looks reliable and not an asshole.
Well, the place is pretty dead for the most part. You meet a few night owls here and there, but they all seem to be headed in the same direction.
Oh no.
And it's kind of after you've noticed that the 3rd or 4th guy are all heading in the same direction that you hear Lervian snap back into your skull and go, "You will not believe what I fucking found!"
What did you find?
They have a fucking fisticuffed ring where nobles are fighting each other!
No shit.
Yeah! It's fucking great!
Immediately going there.
That's the same direction everyone else was headed.
I try to pretend that I'm not giddy.
So, what actually happens is you go around back the hole-in-the-wall bar, and again proceed further underground, this time by an elevator, to what would be kind of like an underground parking lot, except it's for TOW vehicles and the like.
Right.
Yes.
And there's just a noble fight club.
Well, specifically what you see when you walk down is there's a shitload of nobles gathered around. There's one guy standing on the hood of a actual human vehicle who's taking bets and announcing, and beside him is the same big ass guy that I think Laura saw.
Oh.
Big motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
The large man.
Yes. You can pretty much tell what his job is.
I break.
I
break you.
Anyway, yes, there are currently 2 young nobles fisticuffing each other. One is more of a boxer stance, and the other is doing this weird, almost like he's trying to fence, but with his fist. He's sideways with his one arm behind his back and the one arm out.
I've had dreams like this. I never thought I'd see it.
And people are placing bets. The announcer is getting everybody riled up. And after about a minute of back and forth between the 2, the boxer does this weird step in where he gets underneath the little kind of straight of the fist fencer, and he comes up, and out the fist fencer goes. And the announcer goes, "Oh, well, Mr. Jordan is down, ladies and gentlemen." That would make Mr... What the frick was his name again? Notes, help me. Thank you.
Mister, help me.
Shut up. Jeez. Anyway, that would make Mr. Antos the winner. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, accepting all challengers. Anybody, come up, place your bet, get in the ring, see if you can't take down your opponent. Mr. Anton himself.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Logan, how bad of an idea is this?
Very bad, but I don't think I could stop you if I tried.
Larvian?
Fucking do it.
I'm going.
Okay. So, you get up there, and, they're basically like, they're trying to get other challengers, and you just shove past everybody, and you're like, me, pick me, throw a whole bag.
Yeah, I'm ready to get my ass kicked. I don't care. I just want to feel alive.
And, to which case, he looks at you, the announcer, and he goes, ooh, there's one slight problem with your bet there, little honey.
I gesture at the arm.
Mm-hmm. We've got a spare here for people like you, so you could still fight if you want, but you can't use the fancy tech. Don't worry,
fucking
my
detach
buddy
it.
here will hold on to it for you.
Detach it.
Okay, so you detach it, you hand it to the big man, he hands you back a poor quality cybernetic arm.
That's
a
fine. I
negative
don't
10
plan on
strength.
winning.
And you go into the ring against Mr. Anton.
I think that's fun.
Now, do you
Nice
have
choice.
any
I'm doing it.
specific stance you'd like to take before you start fighting, or
I mean,
gonna go?
in short, what Alervian's taught me in our little sparring sessions.
All right. So you settle into a lower stance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's at that moment that you hear Loken go, "Oh, she is so going to get her ass kicked if we don't help her."
I know.
Alervian is like, "Oh, come on, believe in her, believe in me."
The point isn't winning, Uncle. It's that this is going to be fun.
With the crazy talk over, Mr. Anton advances.
Uh-huh.
And make me a dodge check, because he's going to initiate with just a straight,
92.
blindingly fast jab. Okay, thankfully, he was just trying to gauge you, so it doesn't hit very hard, but it's enough to put you on the back foot.
Good.
As he steps forward again. Mind you, that means he's stepping into your territory, and you take a shot back.
Okay, I assume that's a melee check.
Yeah.
38. That is a pass.
Okay,
Wait.
so is
Do I
that
get
just
half
a
action to aim?
What?
Do I get half action to aim?
Well,
Mechanics here, I'm just asking.
seems how he caught you off the back foot, I'd say no, because he knocked you
fail.
back. You fail that?
Yes. I only have
Okay.
30 weapons. I have much higher ballistic.
So, you go to make your shot, and he ducks under it, and he comes back up for the same move that knocked the other guy out.
Oh, yes.
So you may make a dodge check. Oof.
I can
Ooh,
fake that. Because I want Conrad to last a little bit longer. Jesus. Well, the dice are not on my side.
Okay, so he hits you, and what is your toughness?
My toughness is not good enough. My toughness is 25. How many wounds does he do?
4.
Okay, I'm still in the game.
You are. And since he's done the big swing and was banking on it to put you down because, hey, it's just a skinny little noble girl, right? I can kick her ass in 2 punches. You're open.
Hey!
And this time, it's Loken giving you advice.
Okay, does that convey any bonuses?
Yes, you'll get a plus 20 to your melee because Loken is like, oh my god, she's gonna get herself killed if I don't help. Not good enough.
I have exactly one more fate. And because it's a fucking 50-50. It can't fuck me over this many, right?
So, yeah. So, you go to punch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you connect. And then you feel the power surge. And then you bust the arm and send him flying. Because that was your last fate. Congratulations. You may or may not have just punched a guy with the power of the Emperor. He goes cartwheeling through the air and lands on the Tau vehicle's roofs.
Please tell me that was the shitty
Cybernetic.
Yeah, that was the shitty cyber arm that you just busted like a fucking twig. And everybody is going nuts.
Amazing.
People are
Let you
losing
know.
their fucking minds.
I'll be completely honest with you. Conrad probably looked disappointed. He wanted this fight to last longer.
Well,
He
you
wanted
know,
it-
you burned that last fate and completely busted the arm. But
I know.
now you have a handicap and the next challenger. Because you
Oh,
go
absolutely.
until you're out.
Okay, Conrad suddenly looks a lot more happy.
So, you have the handicap of the busted arm, which means, for all intents and purposes, that is like a crippled or broken limb. You can't use it.
Give me a second.
Okay. God, I was so waiting for that. Like, are you gonna burn your last fate in a fist fight? You want to punch somebody through the fucking roof? It's happening.
Ask and you shall receive.
Well, Conrad didn't ask for it, but, I mean, come on.
Technically. She did ask for a fist fight.
Still, though, that guy is like, what the fuck?
The fuck was that?
So I'll let you know mechanically for the rest of these fights to help you and help me. Conrad will be doing nothing but all-out attacks. She gets
Okay.
a plus 30 to hit, but cannot defend.
Okay. So, the next noble that steps into the ring is a Lord Crowzone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And, he's older. He's got that salt and pepper beard look. And, the stance he takes is, he sticks the one arm behind his back and holds the one hand palm up facing, like, fingers outstretched toward you.
I'm just gonna think to my buddies, he's gonna kick my ass and then charge him.
Okay, all out attack me.
46, that is a hit. With the plus 30.
Let's see if he can actually do a parry. Because that's kind of his whole thing, so... Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so you all out attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, you come at him with your good arm, and he kind of like twists it with his the open palmed hand, so that you continue past him.
Okay. Does he do damage?
No, he then takes the same stance and waits for you to come at him again.
Well. He won't disappoint me twice, right? 5.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good enough. So, you hit him this time. You connect.
Roll damage.
Yeah, roll your unarmed damage, please.
This isn't the Elder Arm or anything, so that would be a
Just a reg
D5.
D6, I think.
I thought it was a D5 plus your strength.
Yes, you're right.
Because Dark Heresy likes D. Because it's
So-
natural deadly weapons, so that would be 5 wounds.
Huh?
Alright, you hit him. You hit him good. Actually,
Okay.
this is surprising, because when you hit him, right, you expect your fist to kind of stop dead, but it seems like he kind of leaned back as you were hitting him, so that your momentum keeps you traveling.
Oh,
Oh, good.
shit.
Oh, good. I know where
And
this is going.
It is at that moment that he grabs you by the back of your neck, sweeps your legs out, and slams you on the ground.
Good old-fashioned pain.
Now you have to roll me a willpower check.
Excellent. 31 versus pass. It's versus
Okay. So neither of the voices in your head take over, thankfully.
They just don't listen, do they?
Yeah, no. And you take another 3 wounds.
Good.
Amazing.
We're getting close to passing out.
Right? And once again, the gentleman will let you get up off the ground.
I will tell him. Such a gentleman. I love it.
He's in the exact same stance. Although he has made some more distance between you, so you'd have to all-out attack him again. But he is far enough away that you could charge him.
Oh, buddy.
Charge OP.
Even more chances to hit him.
Charge OP.
15. I think that connects.
It does. And
Listen,
since you
Harry.
charged him, he tries the fancy arm parry trick again, but he kind of fucks it up, so you collide with him and you both go on the ground. And you are basically on top of him.
Oh, buddy.
Prone.
So yeah, you're both knocked prone and you're lying on top of him.
Oh, God. Does that mean I get the bonus to hit him because he's prone?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. This guy's having a bad day. It still connects with 47.
So yeah, your fist slams into his skull, and when you come back, he's out. And the crowd is once again going fucking nuts. You stand up, and he's dragged off by the big man. The next challenger is a man with a bar suit and wearing a pair of sunglasses.
Oh shit.
Conrad just muted herself.
I am ready to die.
Alright. So he steps in, and both Alervian and Loken both go, he's blind.
And?
Alervian goes, you can take him. Loken goes, you're fucked.
I agree.
And yeah, you gather yourself, you get ready to go, and he moves way quicker than you thought he would. And he's right there. Hmm?
He takes the initiative.
Yes. And what happens is he steps down while rotating his body like sideways. So it's like as he steps down, his foot and his body's all rotated sideways, and puts out a straight. And you take the rest of your wounds.
Which would be 4.
And you kind of go flying. Not up into the air, but backwards onto your ass.
Is Conrad in pain?
Any pain you have, you can't feel because it's way too fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
And it is at this point that Alervian is like, get back up, get back up, get back up, get back up.
No, I think we lost that fair and square, buddy.
No, 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 no! Willpower check me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Loken?
Yeah, no. Alervian flips the switch
Oh, God.
and
Did you
comes
also
back.
choose control?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he speeds up to the speedo sound, basically. Like he leaps back up off his feet and charges this guy. And he comes back, goes to punch, and as he does, he's stopped right there.
Oh shit.
He's just frozen in place, controlling your body.
Can I make another willpower check to try to overpower him?
You can. But you'll
I
be
need
at
him
a
to-
negative 30 because of the switch flipped.
Okay, I just need to stop him. Nah, that's not happening.
So, yeah, no, something strange happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, the reason why he stopped is because you can't quite hear what they're saying, but him and Logan are arguing.
Oh.
Yeah. And with that, you step back, stand up, and you take a completely different stance with the one arm outstretched and bent. And without you meaning to say anything, you say, "So, it's been a very long time." To which the blind man stops, tilts his head,
No.
looks at you, and goes, "No way."
That's the way, apparently. No idea what's going
Oh no. I just figured it out. Oh no.
And with that, the first clash happens. The blind man, again, appears blazingly fast, from behind you this time, and makes a swing. Your head ducks down, comes back up, and headbutts him right in the fucking face. You then proceed to spin your arm around impossibly fast and bash him in the side of the head. You weren't this strong before, because he kind of twists and cartwheels through the air before landing deftly back on his feet and continuing the charge. This time, when he comes at you, though, the one arm that was outstretched catches him by the throat and stops him dead. And with that, the blind man concedes.
How many fucking thrones am I getting by the end of tonight?
Well, you see, that's the dealio. With the blind man conceding, the reason why he did is because you are not in a condition to fight anymore.
Yeah, I figure is this the part where I get thrown back into my body? Is the switch forcibly unflipped as my body, violently compulses?
Yep.
Ah,
However, this is put down to a did not finish, so neither of you technically lost.
because you can say neither of us won because he kind of just gave up when I collapsed.
Yeah, no, you grabbed him by the throat, and he was like, "My throat should be crushed right now. You can't do that, can you?" No.
It's like no, falls on the ground.
And when you pass out, and when you come back to, you're still sitting in the little, made arena, and in the edge by the crowd, and somebody is splashing water on your face and wiping it off with a cloth. It is the blind man.
How did I do?
Well, you did all right. Loken, on the other hand, well,
Shh. Let's not talk like.
everyone against him.
How about we don't talk like that? People ask questions.
Oh, please. He turns around. You see that everybody's attention is completely focused on the next fight.
Good. Very good. Do we at least make money for that? I look at the blind man.
He hands you your pouch of coins back, and it is a lot heavier.
God, I was hoping that I'd get a little bit more than just the gratification of my body being on fire.
Well, seems as you can't move right now, I'll carry you back to your room. Which room
Very
are
much
you?
appreciated.
Your room
And
number?
do forgive. I check the key. Or I go to look where the key is, and I'm like, it's in that pocket.
Okay. So he gets your room number. It's 282, by the way.
Mhm.
And with that, he retrieves your arm, plugs it back in, and picks you up and carries you out.
I will apologize to him, by the way, if that was at all, I don't know, rude? I don't know exactly what to call that.
That's fine. It's been a long time since old friends. It's hard to explain.
I'm sure it is. It'd be even harder to explain how I know him.
I suppose so. And with that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I do just want to ask if Loken's in my head and does he feel like chatting? Because I'd like some explanations, please, Unc.
I don't understand myself.
Can you at least tell me who he is? Anything?
Saul Tarvitz, a fellow legionnaire. I thought he died when I did 10,000 years ago. Member of the Emperor's Children. Fulgrim's little posse.
I'm gonna pretend I know what you're talking about, Unc.
Maybe
Also, how's Olivia doing over there? Is he like seething?
Alervian is at this point right now locked down. Like Loken is in total control.
As he's in a corner screaming.
Yeah, he's basically locked him and put him in the timeout corner because Loken's getting pretty good at this head games thing.
But yeah, no. I'm gonna tell Saul that if we ever get the chance away from well, when we can talk more privately, I'd be more than happy to try to tell him the tale.
Quite.
And I'm sure your friend would too.
So as you're walking back, you get to a little alleyway that he's cutting down to get back to the main resort area.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you're part of the Inquisition, aren't you?
I see no reason to lie to the man who currently has me at a very disadvantage.
So, because he has unnatural strength, he's able to carry you with one hand as he dips his hand onto his chest area, unbuttons the top button, and pulls it aside to reveal that he has a tiny Ouroboros tattooed into his chest.
Called it. Conrad totally.
Yes, well, he buttons back up. Me and my compatriot have been waiting quite a while for you to arrive. Everything's gone to shit.
I can imagine. It took us a while.
A lot longer than we thought.
Yes, we had to make a side trip to some friends of ours. It was rather...
To be fair, Lord Hades said that you might not arrive at all.
Well, a friend in need is a friend indeed.
And with that, he brings you back to your room, sets you in the bed, goes about mending your wounds while you pass out. And ladies and gentlemen, since you are all in bed, that is it. The first day on the Tau Resort World is over, and this is where I'm calling it, because it's a little later than I thought it would be.
Cool.
No next morning.
We will get to that next weekend.
Darn it!
Don't worry, you're going to wake up and what you thought was just an ethereal blob is actually a censorship bar in your bed.
Ha! That would actually be kind of hilarious.
But yeah,
Gosh darn. Thoughts, comments, suggestions? I'm really glad you managed to get to the round.
That was
I'm
great.
glad we found our contact that we needed to find.
Well, one of them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know how I feel about Michael Jackson Man or Mr. Man with the Flask.
There are enemies everywhere.
Exactly, and I completely expect to have to kill everyone on this
Oh.
little expedition.
Alervian's down for that.
I know Alervian's down for it.
I had fun. I got to watch Saul Tarvitz murder a fucking Kroot.
Well, to be fair, it's something more akin to like what Loken and Conrad have,
I know.
where even though the body is a different person,
I know.
the person was kind of like, yeah, I relinquish any and all control to you for now and until the day I die.
Yeah.
Which is why
So in
Saul
other
took
words-
his old name back.
Yeah, so that's why that guy just completely gave up his body,
Yes.
Oof.
which Conrad has not done.
Yeah.
Conrad's like, I'm young, I got things to do, man. Like get my ass kicked in a fucking fighting ring.
You are a fucking legend now. You know that? Like, everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, no, Miss Von Braun is here. Shut the fuck up. Did you hear about Miss Novigrad last night?
Well, at the very least, Miss Von Braun should wake up tomorrow and be very pleased that she's not the talk of the town.
Yeah, no, it's Miss Novigrad, the new face, the new kid on the block, who fucking not only signed up for an expedition to kill nobles in the first day, or kill locals the first day she was here, which big plus in their boots, but she also just went 3 fucking rounds, completely obliterated the first dude, fucking wrecked the second one, and then basically could not fight because she tore her body to shreds, which means she did not lose. Which means you are currently the undefeated champion.
Yeah!
That's great.
Damn.
Because Tarvitz is the guy they send when, okay, he's send the blind
doing-
man in.
Yeah, they're doing too well. We need to stop this winning streak.
Yeah, it's basically, he's the humbler, basically. Like, oh, you're strong. That's good. Don't die, please.
Unnatural.
Which is 90% what he says.
Unnatural strength 3 and unnatural agility 3.
Like, you're strong. That's nice. Please don't die. Please don't what? Disappears.
I'm just glad they didn't send him immediately after punching a guy into a roof.
No, they're like, that could have been a fluke on the cybernetic arm part. Like, maybe it just
Who knows?
overdrove
Maybe-
itself.
Yeah. As they just look at their mechanic like, what the fuck was that?
It's a shitty cybernetic arm. Shit happens.
So they're like, okay, round 2. If she wins this by landslide, we send in Saul.
Better
I mean,
call
I didn't win
Saul.
by a landslide. He got a good hit in. Then you know.
Yeah, the problem is when you both landed on top. Oh, fuck. This game
Yeah,
is
because-
over.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're fighting base, because whatever Conrad's in melee, it's basically nothing but all-out attacks, because she knows that if she doesn't just keep going for it and overpower their opponent, she's not going to last. She can't actually fight.
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, I'm still waiting for that failed willpower roll and Redden's life to crumble in front of his eyes.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I
What's
can't.
Go
No,
on.
okay. There needs to be a Redden who just comes to the timeline and he's just like, get a vasectomy. Get her to take birth control. I don't care, just do it. You don't
No,
want
I'm-
to know what happened.
I'm fully expecting the one NPC that looks familiar to everyone. Just go like, hey, Dad, I need your help.
And then Redden's like, no, stop. Get away.
No, that's just when Redden, like, goes into his coat. Huh, when did I get this? Long pistol? Not gonna question.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the stream. This was
Like
great.
I was going to say about fighting. You can have all the unnatural agility you want, but if you can't move and stop time, you can't do shit.
Oh god, I just see Redden